So for everybody at home, make sure right now you download that MAO app. We've got that on the Google and the Apple platforms. Go to ultra4racing.com/live or the Ultra4 or MAO Facebook and YouTube. Hit that share button. Start a watch party. Hashtag it up. We are about to kick off. I believe we're looking for a 1:05 start for the 4400 main event. 5-mile laps, 7 laps total, 35 miles of some of the gnarliest terrain here in Jay, Oklahoma at Mid-America Outdoors for Visions Week.
You can see all of them lined up down there in staging. That staging row, like we were saying earlier when we were panned out for the Can-Am UTV class, it narrows up at the upper part of it, so they have to go single file until they can get down there and do that double stack start.
Let's give a huge shout out to Holly EFI, Lasernut, Griffin Race Radiators, VP Racing Fuels, Nitto, King Shocks, King of the Hammers, Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster Energy, Optima Batteries, 4-Wheel Parts, Amsoil, Progressive, Method Race Wheels, Axial, PCI Race Radios, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, ARB, Rigid, Brannick Motorsports, Tread Lightly, Action Sports Canopy, Warren, Factor 55, HCR, Yukon Gear and Axle, MBRP, Off the Grid Clothing are the official sponsors for Ultra 4. And also we have the Mid-America sponsors, Ultimax Belts, 360 Wraps, the Off-Road Syndicate, and Mid-America Outdoors. So please support who supports the sport. And another cool thing we've got is this is who is already qualified for the 2023 King of the Hammers. We have Josh Blyler,
Casey Gilbert,
Marcos Gomez,
Cade Rod,
Rusty Blyler,
Tad Dowker,
Frank Vonderheide,
Darian Gomez,
Kevin Stearns,
Brian McVeigh,
Chris Branton,
Bailey Campbell,
Paul Wolff,
Chip McLaughlin,
Cody Hardesty,
and Shannon Campbell,
Raul Gomez,
Mr. Eric Miller,
Vaughn Gittin Jr.,
and Zandy Willems,
Cody Addington,
Edwin Abb,
Lauren Healy,
and JP Gomez,
Brian Crofts,
Chad Hunt,
Dave Oliver,
Philip McGilton,
Jason Shearer,
Jordan Pellegrino,
Brendan Thompson,
Cody Miller,
Tom Ways,
Mr. John Webb,
Eric Wicks,
Brian Caprara,
Jason Blanton,
and Joe Thompson,
Jason Shipman,
Mr. Waylon Campbell,
Sam Collins,
and Chad Owens,
Guy Miller,
Tyson Shell,
Randy Slauson,
Liam Morris,
Aaron Smith,
Brett Harrell,
Levi Shirley,
Kirk Jensen,
Roger King,
and Daryl Christianbach,
Derek Starr,
and Mark Nicholson.
And that is who is already qualified for the 2023 King of the Hammers. So again, we'll send 10 more to that list after today's race. Remember, this is a double points race here at Visions, and the top 10 that finish that are not already qualified move up, and there's already 39 entrants for today's race. I'll bet you if you finish this race, you have a great chance of being qualified for the 2023 King of the Hammers.
And that is a great list that's already qualified. We've had some great races already this year. This one is going to be a fun, fast race today, and definitely next up on the list is going to be Sturgis and then Crandon. And Sturgis is fun because that's such a short course.
All of these races are fun.
Well, yes, 100% correct. They are all fun for sure. But the short course ones are a lot of fun because they're so quick and they make them as hard as they possibly can.
We've got Mr. John Goodby in the house. He'll be helping us build the track here in Sturgis here in just a few weeks, I assume. There's a lot of the Ultra 4 family here at this week. It's been an amazing week. This is day number 4. It has been absolutely awesome. I believe we are about 2 minutes away from taking the green flag. So at 1:05 is the 44 main event. Then at 5 o'clock p.m. at the concession stage right next to the pool will be the for all the Ultra 4 awards. We'll give away those Nitto trophies. And then at 6 p.m. we start the Thunder Valley. And then at 8 p.m. we do the opening ceremonies for the Thunder Valley Finals. At 9 p.m. this evening, the drag strip will open. At 10 p.m., concession stage will be Back in Black, AC/DC Tribute. And up at Coconuts will be Aces Wild. So be sure to check it out. It's going to be a great show. It sounds like Lauren Healy, the pole setter, will be taking off next to Paul Wolff here momentarily. This race is on adjusted time. They're taking off 2 at a time. And like I said, I'll get the split times here shortly. I don't know if it's going to be 15, 20, or 30 seconds. There are 39 competitors getting ready to take off the line. And on that pole position is Mr. Lauren Healy. And the fastest lap of the day is Mr. Paul Wolff in his Can-Am just a little bit ago with a 9:03. Are we going to be able to break that 9-minute mark? I think it's going to be close. These bigger cars have a lot more horsepower, a lot more suspension, but they're bigger, they're wider, and these woods are tight. So we'll see. And we have already seen that dust is playing its toll already. Pam, this is going to be a wild, wild ride. I cannot wait to get this party started, and we are seconds away.
And you can see they're perfectly lined up right there, getting ready to do their start. This is going to be, I mean, all of the races have been fun, but this right here, between Paul Wolff and Lauren Healy.
The biggest names in our sport. This is what it's all about. 2-time king, drag racing, Paul Wolff. Lauren Healy's got his hands full. Fun Haver off-road team.
And like we were saying earlier, every single race that they've been at together, they're always neck and neck.
And they're tied for the Western Series points for Ultra 4. This is a double points race, so it is very important for both of them.
I think Prairie City was one of my favorite races to see
it was
battle.
Down to the wire.
But at Moab, remember at Moab, Paul got stuck behind, I'm not sure who it was, but he was
Kurt
behind
Jensen, if I remember
behind
right.
slower traffic. And we all were like, okay, who's going to win? But it ended up being such a close finish.
So these are both single-seat cars. Lauren Healy's in that Triton Engineering and Paul Wolff in that UFO. Usually I run through a long list of sponsors, but with as many cars we're taking off, as fast as we're taking off, I'm going to have to skip that and just stick with the drivers.
Yes, exactly. We're starting off, like you said, two per, as you can see right there, and it's going to be a quick start. Not sure exactly what the time is between each car, but we will find that out here shortly.
And this race is on adjusted time. Everybody's locked and loaded, got their fire suits on, the helmets on, the visors down, gloves on. They're hot in this heat. It is going to be a battle all the way to the finish line. It is 93 degrees. The sun has completely broke through. It was pretty there's lots of clouds earlier today, but now it is just full sun. It is hot. Yeah, it's lots of overcast out there this morning, but now the sun has poked through. And look at the long list we have here. It's been a long day already. We started this morning at 7 a.m. with the 4600 Spider Track stock class, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. that's taking off in that second row won in that Bronco this morning. Can he win twice in one day?
So that's another one with seat time already this morning.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's having, that experience already this morning, like you say, at race speed on race course, because during pre-run, they're only supposed to be going, a maximum of 25 miles per hour. So being race speed already, it's given him a very good pre-run, but the track is going to be completely different. I mean, we had 58 UTVs race after they did this morning, so he'll get to see the difference in the track. It won't be too bad, but definitely going to have some bigger ruts, maybe a little bit of change up here and there, but I'm excited to see this race for sure.
So make sure you do not go anywhere. I hope you got your coolers stocked, the snacks ready. We are about to kick off the 4400 main event for the Ultra 4 Racing presented by Progressive Insurance.
They have got them all stacked up back there. Given a little bit of space between the next line that's going to be taking off, because when they take off the line, they're not easy on it. They're going to be full throttle, and it's going to shoot a roost of rocks and dust to the car behind them.
I'm going to say the average horsepower down here is roughly 750 horsepower. It's absolutely amazing what these machines can do. And it looks like the top 6 are all IFS, and then it goes to Eric Miller in that solid axle. I haven't really talked about that much today because it hasn't been, this is the first class with IFS in there. So it's going to be interesting to see. The Woods race is very, Eric Miller, the Bleilers, and those Miller's car really shine with the straight axles. But look how much wide open. Look at the short course. I don't know who's got the advantage on this course. I really don't. Obviously, the IFS are a lot wider, which is better for short course. But in the trees, they got to get skinny. There's some really tight spots, so it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out.
And that's where the Miller chassis usually do well, like you're saying,
absolutely.
because that's.
But it's about half and half, really.
Yes, and this is where the UFOs. So like Marcos Gomez, Darian Gomez, and Paul Wolff being in the UFOs, they're wider cars. They have a little bit more tough time getting through the tight tree sections.
But on the pole is Mr. Lauren Healy, Fun Haver off-road team in that Bronco single seat. That's a Paul Horschel built machine. I know we were supposed to start just a couple minutes ago. We got to be really, really close. I think they're doing just a couple more safety checks. Getting a little chatter through my PCI race radio. We should be underway here very shortly. Again, this is a double points race here at Visions. So is there's so much on the line here to do well. So they want to push hard. Dust is going to be an issue. Now with the sunlight and the dust back in the woods, it's going to be interesting. The course is starting to fall apart just a little bit. The ruts are getting deeper. The rocks are getting thrown all over the place.
You can hear the motors revving up there just a few seconds ago as you were speaking. They're probably getting ready to take that green flag here shortly.
These cars are the Swiss Army knife of off-road. They race King of the Hammers Crandon here at Mid-America Outdoors, up in Sturgis, over in California, Tennessee, Kentucky. They can go over huge rocks, mountains, short course, jumps, tight trees, mud, desert, dust, whoops. These cars can do it all and do it all well.
And we have two people that do not have co-drivers right up front, so whoever gets behind that person, depending on who gets that hole shot, they're going to have to solely rely on what they pre-ran because they don't have somebody telling them where to go.
Hey, the top 6 are in single-seaters.
Oh.
All IFS up front, and then it's Eric Miller in a 2-seat, Chris Branton 2-seat, and then it goes 2 seats, Levi Shirley single seat. That's going to be interesting.
Oh, I thought Vaughn had a co-driver.
Yes, he does. You're right.
Okay.
I'm 100% incorrect. So, yeah,
Like,
Vaughn
wait a
Gittin
minute.
does have a co-driver. Sorry.
Threw me off there for a second, Miles.
I threw myself off. I haven't seen Eric Davis, but normally he rides with Vaughn Gittin Jr.
He was.
Have you
with
seen
him?
him?
Yeah, he was
you
in
have
this
seen him?
morning.
Okay,
yes.
then I'm sure he's in that truck. Like I said, there's so many people here at Visions, which is awesome.
Yeah, he's here
but
for
normally
sure.
at the smaller races, I get to see just about everybody. But I've only seen, I'm going to say 25% of our racers just because it's so spread out and everybody's enjoying themselves instead of just working on their car in the pits.
Right, exactly. I mean, I've been seeing people, out and about whenever I have had a couple moments, and there's, going to Coconuts and stuff. That's where a lot of the people end up going and hanging out in the evenings. Why wouldn't you, with all the live music and
absolutely amazing here.
Mingling with everybody and having a good time?
Again, thank you to Jason and Gayla Robinette for pulling this all together. The Visions Week has been a huge success, and it's only gonna get better. We still have a lot more events yet to come. We'll be in Sturgis here in just a few weeks, and then we'll be up in Crandon over Labor Day. And there's an event here over Labor Day at Mid-America Outdoors. We have the UTV Takeover August 10th through the 14th, and then we all end up back here in October for Legends of the Fall. It'll be the Nationals for Ultra 4, the National Rock Racing Association Finals, and the Mid-America Outdoor Side-by-Side Championship Series. So lots of stuff. Make sure you do not miss Legends of the Fall this October.
I'm super excited for Legends, and JT was talking about that at the drivers meeting the other day, and what he has planned for that race. It sounds like it's going to be gnarly.
It's going to be gnarly, yeah. Disney down in South Grand Lake area it's an iconic off-road park that we've been at for quite a while, and we should be taking off any second, but we're hoping to get everything rolling. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. They haven't had a sanctioned race in Disney, to my knowledge, for Go Fast. I know they've done Kenny Bloom in that style. We Rock have done some cone dodging. We had kind of an unofficial Disney challenge, I'm going to say 15 years ago, with Wyatt Pimperdon and Matt Enix and a few of the guys. So that'll be fun to relive those memories.
And Miles, if you look back here, there's not a lot of people sitting in the grass because it's super, super hot out here. But over here, they have a covered seating area. Those are packed underneath there. There's lots of people around there. I've been seeing people going, and they're sitting up by the pool. They're hanging out by the pool. I just ran in to someone, and they were heading to the pool to watch the race as well. But what else? Like we're saying, we keep saying, you know, how great this place is. But to go sit in the pool, get a suntan, get a, you know, cold water or whatever beverage of choice, and you can watch the race from the Jumbotron from the pool.
Bailey, Jade, and Ella just brought me lunch. We had a quick little lunch, and then I dropped them off the pool, got them all settled in at their trailer or at their table. They've got a great venue point. They're going to do a couple laps on the lazy river, hop out, go watch some racing, get back in the river, do the splash pad. I mean, they've got it made, I'll tell you that.
Yes, thank you, Bailey, for bringing lunch yesterday and today.
Yeah, she's been great. It's been great having the whole family here. She's taking care
of us.
And it seems like most of the teams have brought their family, so great to see this.
I feel like I'm the only one
together.
who doesn't have my family here for the most part. They're at home watching, though. Still, I talked while we were on our lunch. I made a phone call, and they're pulling into our vacation spot. And
so that's why you were almost late, huh?
No, I was helping Liam out with some USAC stuff. That's why I was almost late.
Brian Hinks is tuning in from San Francisco Bay area. Thanks for tuning in, Brian. We are hoping to get this kicked off very soon. Looks like Philip Bradford is tuning in from Alabama. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, my mother-in-law, Teresa Minden, is tuning in as well, all the way back from good old Paola, Kansas.
The anticipation right now is so high on me. I can only imagine how these drivers feel right now.
They're in full race suit. It's hot down there. There's a little bit of breeze, but they need to get rolling to get that wind going through their cab and get them cooled down. Not sure exactly what's going on, but again, I assume it's a safety concern. They're just hoping everything goes smooth.
I have to say, even with the air coming through the cab, the air is so warm. When I was out on race course the other day, fully suited up, it still was burning hot. When I got out of the car, everything completely drenched. It's hot. Even though you get that airflow, I get it, but...
Yeah, we're hoping to be taking off any time, but let's run through the field real quick. In the first in the first row, we have Lauren Healy, then Paul Wolff.
In the second row, we have Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Darian Gomez.
Up next will be Marcos Gomez and Shannon Campbell.
And in the third row, it'll be Eric Miller and Christopher Branton.
Then Rusty Blyler and Levi Shirley.
And then Josh Blyler and Ryan Rockhold.
Bailey Campbell and Tad Dowker.
And then Philip McGilton and Casey Gilbert.
Cody Hardesty and Cade Rod.
Chip McLaughlin and Aaron Smith.
Brett Harrell and Chad Hunt.
Liam Morris and Kevin Taylor.
Zandy Willems and Kevin Stearns.
And Joshua Barkley and Frank Vonderheide.
Quentin Hilburn and Tim Hooper.
And then Derek Starr and Kirk Jensen.
Eric Blaze and Patrick Peterson.
And Roger King and Paul Horschel.
William McGibbon and Sean Reisky.
And in that last row, all by himself, Tom Prendergrass.
Again, we're hoping for a quick start here. Sorry for delaying it just a little bit again. But again, we're all about safety here at Ultra 4 Racing and Mid-America Outdoors. We need to make sure that we have a clear course, a safe course. So I sincerely apologize about the delay. And again, I think we're going to be running just shy of a 10-minute lap. They're doing 7 laps, so it'll be about an hour and 15-minute race. It's going to be a blistering pace.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't look to see exactly how long the Can-Am UTV class was because they were super fast.
Okay, just got clarification. JT made a little bit of a course change. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but he is going to each and every driver to explain what is going on. So that's what's going on. Again, I'm sure it's because of a safety concern. So he made a little bit of a course change and talked to each and individual driver.
Well, that is
Thanks,
awesome.
Travis Cook, for that information.
It's good to see Travis Cook. I saw him here the other day, and then this morning I didn't realize he was back here, and I was coming over here to the booth, and he's, we meet at an intersection, and I didn't know he was coming back, so it's good to see him.
Jim Marsden is tuning in, and he's asking who's going to win this race, Pam.
Ooh, okay, so...
Jim's being civilized, drinking wine, and watching the race. It's such a stacked field. I don't know who to call.
Right, Eric Miller's coming off a win from AOP. We know that his car is capable of these trees and stuff.
And you cannot count out Lauren Healy and Paul Wolff on that front. They've got the clean air.
I'm not calling Eric Miller, but
I'm just saying you can't count them out because they have the clean air out front.
Right.
Whoever gets out there has the best advantage, but they will hit lap traffic. That's going to be an issue.
Whoever gets the whole shot is who's gonna be out front for quite a while till they hit that lap traffic for sure. I don't know. Darian, he's stepping up his game. He qualified in 4th position. I know he's wanting a win here, so I won't count him out. But I don't know. I don't really have a actual pick of anybody, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the top 7 has a lot of heavy hitters right there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't count out the Bleilers. Yep, that's Levi Shirley's fresh back. He's kind of took a little bit of a break from Ultra 4. Did the Pikes Peak Hill Climb just a few weeks ago and did an amazing job there.
What was so cool about that Pikes Peak, I mean, he rolls in a turn, lands back on all 4, and then goes and finishes.
It broke the internet, that's for sure.
It did for sure. Yeah, it was watching that replay and everything and seeing what he did. It's like he didn't even skip a beat though. As soon as he landed on all 4s, he just took right off
That's
again.
the Ultra 4 way.
Exactly.
I mean, because there's a lot of, fragile cars that do that Pikes Peak Hill Climb, so if they wreck, they're done. But he just kind of, went over, made sure, checked his bearing, dropped her down to 1st gear and hammered down.
Yeah.
But again, with Lauren Healy on the pole and Paul Wolff next to him, whoever gets the whole shot has the extreme advantage, and it's very important on that. And man, if whoever gets that whole shot, they're going to be hard to beat.
Very, very true. I know because of the dust.
It.
I don't know. I
mean,
Lauren and Paul are so competitive, natured, and then they're so good together out on race course. I don't put it past Paul Wolff to get the whole shot though, because where he's positioned, being in that 2nd position, that is a line right there. He can take that outside, but then again, he can do a crossover, I guess, and get in front of Lauren. I'm not sure. I
keep reading through the list. Jim, I cannot make a pick because we got multiple kings here. There isn't hardly a name here I don't want to pick.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see how it all shakes out. I mean, Paul Horschel took a tumble during qualifying, so he's taking a rear start, which sometimes time is on your side, but with all this lap traffic, all this dust, I'm not so sure if that's going to be helpful or not.
Well, and Paul Wolff being in that center seat right there, a little bit wider than Lauren Healy, but Lauren does a lot of drifting stuff. But
I don't know. I think width-wise they're very similar.
But Paul Wolff, he's got a lot of seat time out here this weekend, so I don't know. I can't call it.
Yeah, no, those UFOs have extremely good visibility out of them.
I don't count out one of the 3 UFOs.
Oh, absolutely.
Being on the podium for sure, or not even on the number 1 spot.
Yeah, Darian and Marco starting 4th and 5th. They're both in the UFOs. Joe Thompson builds one beautiful machine. But those Miller cars are hard to beat in the woods. And like I said, there's quite a bit of tight woods out here.
Now, you saw race course. I didn't actually get on race course, but we do have a map that at some point during the live feed today we can put up for everybody at home to see. But I did not get out. So on the tight tree areas, obviously it's single track, but what are you thinking? Do you think that they're going to go, it's on the screen. Miles, you did the course if you want to go around it.
I'll give it a quick run around. I want to give a shout out to Ultra 4 New Zealand. Caleb Thompson is tuning in, also TJ Flores. So you can see the start. We go counterclockwise. We start on the start line, go through the short course, come up out of the short course up a steep, loose hill, and then go down a V-notch with a couple sharp drops, and then go back on the short course, hit some whoops, hit some jumps, and then take a right, and you go up the knockout hill, take a left right underneath the high lifter course, and then go around to the Amsoil hot pits, come back down across the Rigid Ridge into the whoop section, and that's the switchback section, and then up and around through the woods. There's a few either ors out there, and then hit the Recaro Rise, and then there's Get Skinny is the tightest spot with 2 super tight trees, and it's gonna be super, super interesting. Oh, that is looks like Rusty or Josh Bleiler's co-driver or something running down, probably getting some waters or something.
We're going to bring in a guest here.
Mr. Levi Metzinger, you had a great run today in your Can-Am. How you feeling right now, buddy?
Oh, I'm feeling hot.
Yeah, it's warm out there. You got second place, if I remember right, correct?
Yeah, yep. So it was a good day. Started in the back. And
Yeah. You we were watching the live.ultra4racing.com timing, and you worked your way up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And did a great job. And like I said, you were kind of in the back of the pack, but just kept ticking those laps off, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, Levi's really making a charge.
Yeah, it's
and
nice.
You had that dust, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we all had the dust, and even Paul in the second lap. Even if he didn't catch anybody, it didn't. It was just sitting there. It didn't blow away. It didn't do nothing. So, yeah, we started, and we picked a lot of cars off right away.
Yeah, no, it was pretty impressive. Where did you make your passes at? Out in the woods or on the short course, or where was the easiest place to go? There was nothing easy, probably.
It was easier on the short course and in the fields for sure. If you just outbraked people in the fields, they
just push harder, longer,
yep.
and then smoke the brakes at the end and dive in.
I know, by the time we got to the rhythm section down there on the first lap, I caught Papa Poe. So I think he started 19th or something.
And he's no slouch either.
No, so I passed probably 10 cars in the first 2 miles, and then we got into the woods, and it was tough. If I could see a chase light, I was going for it.
Yeah, it's like chasing the dust.
Absolutely, and with all this dust, that's about all you could do. We have Mike Seward tuning in, rooting on Jimmy's Army. You got Stephen Lindsay. Kyle Seglin is excited for Paul Wolff.
Nice.
So is that JT Taylor, our race director, heading to the start line? So, Levi, always a pleasure, buddy. If you want to stay in, you're more than welcome, but we're about to kick this party off, I think.
Yep, this is a quick start. We're not sure exactly what the increments are quite yet.
Casey Ryan is rooting on Miller Motorsports. Stan Haynes says misses everybody out here. Steve Mack tuned in. Chris Elrod, he'll hopefully be in Sturgis with us. That's Bird. Jennifer Williams.
This is going to be a real good race. I mean, there's a lot of 4400s and a lot of
39 of them out there. Oh, it looks like JT Taylor's right on the start line. Green flag about to go. So JT Taylor talking to our pole setter, Lauren Healy. Next to him is Paul Wolff. This is going to be a horsepower game, and I think Lauren Healy has more horsepower.
What do you think? Who do you think's going to get the whole shot?
I think Lauren's going to get it.
You think he's going to get it?
He is on the inside of Lauren.
I think Paul's going to pass him going up the hill.
Okay, I like it.
I mean, right now Paul has the inside line, but once they get up that hill, it depends. I mean, Lauren will be on the inside. You can't go too wide up there.
They've already been sitting in this exact spot for about a half hour. They've got to be hot and ready to move.
I think Jamie and Paul were switched. I think Paul was on the right side.
Yeah, because he was on the pole.
Setter, yeah.
And he had the lead. Yep. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, he definitely jumped out in front of Jamie. I mean, I honestly, it's like a drag race for both of them, and it's hard to choose.
The green flag is in JT Taylor's hand.
Giving them the hands. Are you ready?
They go.
Here we go.
So pole setter Lauren Healy and Paul Wolff, and Lauren Healy with the early hole shot. But you can hear him spitting and sputtering because they idled for so long. But Lauren Healy out front. Paul Wolff trying to get on the inside, but Lauren Healy gets it.
On this two right here, I mean, sometimes it's easier the closer you stay to the car in front of you to see that car. You don't want to get too far back because then you're blinded by the dust. And then next off the line, Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Darian Gomez.
And they are at 20-second increments, 2 at a time. This race is on adjusted time. And look at Paul Wolff sticking a nose in on Lauren Healy.
Oh.
He'll set him up on the outside, but Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets the whole shot over Darian Gomez. And you can hear all these cars loaded up, spitting and sputtering. But up next is Marcos Gomez, drag racing Shannon Campbell. And it looks like Marcos Gomez. No, it's still down the wire. So it does look like Shannon Campbell's on the inside. So Shannon Campbell sneaks it away from Marcos Gomez. Pam, Levi, this is a race.
Yes, it is. Next off the line is going to be Eric Miller and Christopher Branton.
And Christopher Branton gets a little head start over two-time king Eric Miller.
Like he has some issues.
And Chris Branton has Ryan Webb riding shotgun with him.
It's a long race.
And Ryan Webb told me to tell his wife Stephanie happy birthday and thank you for letting them come out here and play with us at Ultra 4. Yeah, Eric Miller looks like a little bit off pace.
Yes, now off the line is Rusty Blyler and Levi Shirley.
Rusty Blyler has Shane Erdman riding shotgun with him. And then off the line next is going to be 2020 King of the Hammers winner Josh Blyler with Jared Erdman riding shotgun. Next to him is Ryan Rockhold.
Ryan Rockhold has that really cool wrap on his car.
Iridescent. Look at the dust. And it is Lauren Healy still out front. Where is Paul Wolff?
Look at the dust.
He's
Wolff
back
has
there.
dropped back about 20 seconds already. The dust is gnarly. So Lauren Healy, if it's his race to lose right now.
And next off the line is Bailey Campbell and Tad Dowker. Looks like Tad Dowker has the lead right now on Bailey.
Going up the knockout hill, Paul Wolff is, and look how nasty this dust is. Up next, the number 47 of Philip McGilton with Dr. Amanda Ross riding shotgun. And then the 618 of Casey Gilbert with Tranny Tom riding shotgun.
And then Philip McGilton and Casey Gilbert will be next off the line.
And Casey got the whole shot on that one.
Up next will be the 408 of Cody Hardesty with Chris Wyant riding shotgun, and then Cade Rod with JT riding shotgun.
And then next off the line is going to be Mr. Chip Happens McLaughlin and Aaron Smith.
What a great race. We are halfway through sending out our competitors, and these are the biggest and baddest names in our sport. These guys and gals are going to be laying it all on the line. Up next, the 4456 of Brett Harrell and Todd McMillan. And then next to him is going to be for the 456 of Chad Hunt and Corey Day.
Looks like Chip has the whole shot right now.
And Lauren Healy dropping down the Bronco Falls in that beautiful Bronco. What a race we have going down.
And then next off the line is going to be Brett Harrell and Chad Hunt.
Taking off the line right now is number 40, Liam Morris and Kevin Taylor. Liam Morris has Nick Charleston, and Kevin Taylor has Heat Day riding shotgun.
And Brett Harrell got the whole shot over Chad Hunt. Man, this dust is gnarly.
Looks like Liam Morris gets the whole shot over Kevin Taylor.
All right.
Yeah, the dust is all about, wow.
Next off the line, Zandy Willems and Kevin Stearns. It looks like, who got the whole shot here? Kevin Taylor just got the whole shot over.
Nope, that was
Liam Morris.
Yeah, yep. Liam Morris got the whole shot over Kevin Taylor.
Oh, sorry.
And then Kevin Stearns got the whole shot over Zandy Willems.
There we
got
go.
a little bit ahead of ourselves. Sorry about that. And then drag racing right now is number 80, Joshua Barkey with that MBRP Bronco. Drag racing the 4433 of Frank Vonderheide with Drew riding shotgun.
Got him in the whole shot.
Really? Absolutely. Frank Vonderheide had a great season last year. Josh Barkey kind of only races a little bit because he's been up in Canada with all the restrictions they've had.
Next off the line is the number 479 of Quentin Hilburn and the 1505 of Tim Hooper.
James King riding shotgun with Quentin, and Benjamin Moore riding shotgun with Mr. Fuelworks himself, Tim Hooper. Tim Hooper is one of the sponsors of Mid-America Outdoors with Fuelworks. Up next will be the 992 of Derek Starr from Canada with his son Connor riding shotgun, and the 4401 with Kirk Jensen and his brother Russell riding shotgun. They are taking off in 20-second increments. This is a 5-mile lap, and they're doing 7 laps.
All right, next off the line will be the 920 of Eric Blaze and the 4447 of Patrick Peterson.
This is the 4400 main event for Ultra 4 Racing presented by Progressive Insurance. Up next will be the Team Robbie Bobby with a 124, Roger King with Justin Cowart riding shotgun, and the number 19 of Paul Horschel. Paul Horschel took that tumble in qualifying, so he's got his work cut out for him. But Paul Horschel put a clinic on Roger King, just left him in the dust. And you know Paul Horschel's hungry. He's had a lot of bad luck, but this guy is an absolute genius. He's got some of the nicest cars here in Ultra 4. You know he's going to be pushing hard.
And then next off the line is going to be William McGibbon and Sean Reisky.
Sean Reisky raced in the 4800 class earlier, so great to see him pulling a little double duty. Actually, you know what? I don't see Sean Reisky out there, so Tom Prendergast goes a little wide but saved her.
So that must be Tom Prendergast and William McGibbon. Yep, So Sean Reisky did not take the start.
Did not see him. William McGibbon is up from Canada as well. He races with Derek Starr, so great to see him. So we got 4,400 cars out on course. Levi, Pam, what a start to this race.
So far, so good. Look at that drone footage right there. The dust is just lingering in some areas. We do have a slight breeze up here, and you can see over here to the right by the Bronco Falls, there is a little bit of a breeze there as well. So hopefully the breeze will pick up a little bit more.
And the fastest lap of the day was by Mr. Paul Wolff in a UTV with a 9:03. Is Lauren Healy going to be able to beat that? I don't know. What do you think, Levi? I was talking about that. I think it's going to be very similar because these cars are so much wider. They do have more suspension. They do have more power, but this is a tight track.
I think you're going to see them you're going to see someone run like an 8:30, I think.
You think?
The ruts are that deep. And
okay, so you guys
UTVs,
were dragging.
We were dragging a lot. Where I think, like in the woods especially, where it's real soft, I think these big cars are going to, I think they're going to put down a faster lap.
And there's Paul Horschel on screen on the short course. This is a fun little section. There's a high or the inside little bunny hop.
So they're doing
fun section, but it's weird. It's an off-camber. You can explain it more.
It is. So if you go outside, you got a nice berm. But you go the long way around. If you go inside, you got a nice
bunny hop,
little hump that you got to go over. But these guys are doing 7 laps, and they're going to wish it was over.
So on that little area that we were talking about, did you prefer the inside line, or did you use the berm?
You know, yesterday in short course, or Friday, or what's today?
Today's Saturday.
Thursday in short course, there's Lauren Healy.
Oh, Lauren Healy coming through, finishing his first lap way out front. Paul Wolff, I'm not sure what's going on with him. But Lauren Healy with a great, great run, and he skies out. Wow. That's exactly what happened to Toby Stacy. Hopefully Lauren's okay. I hear the engine.
Flat.
But, yeah, he needs to take her a little bit easy there. What kind of lap time do we got there?
An 8:29.
Levi, you called that one.
Call that?
And in the distance, there is Mr. Paul Wolff right there in the distance.
So probably about a 40-second split already between Lauren Healy and Paul Wolff.
But now Paul Wolff is going to have a little bit of clean air in front of him, so he can, step up his game a little bit more just to get that.
And Lauren Healy's going to start catching some lap traffic. Yep. So he's got another, I'm going to say, half a lap before he starts getting that lap traffic.
Paul's going to see him right here, and should fire Paul up.
Yeah, Paul can see him going up there, so Paul's going to be, like you're saying, excited. Paul Wolff has been a man on a mission, but two-time king Lauren Healy is going to be a hard one to catch.
It's a 33-second gap between Lauren Healy and Paul Wolff.
They took off side by side, and then everybody else took off in 20-second increments. Here's Vaughn getting Junior Lawrence, Fun Haver off-road teammate, right behind Paul Wolff. So
where's Darian Gomez?
And they're over-jumping this jump here, so they're going to have to check up. That's where Toby Stacy over-jumped and hurt himself.
That jump is sketchy. I mean, it sneaks up on you. You just really got to make sure you're not full throttle all the way over it, unless you want to flat land on the other side.
So, again, we were talking about Evan Sherman and Toby Stacy on that last race. They both had some issues, but I heard they both went to go get checked out. They are both stable. I'm not going to say they're perfect. They are hurt, but they're not hurt bad. Some minor burns to Sherman and something wrong with his back or something with Toby Stacy. But they are both okay. So Darian Gomez coming down the hill. That's Raul's car, old car. Raul is our current King of the Hammers winner. He was not here, but his son Darian is absolutely racing.
And on screen right there, I could not tell who that was going through the Recaro Ridge.
And just want to give a huge shout out to our production team. They've done an amazing job all weekend. And if you're a spectator here, please do not fly any drones. We have no permits for anybody that's not on our production team, and we've had to land our drones a couple times. So please, if you are a spectator here, no drone flying unless you're on the media team. Cannot stress that enough. No drone flying unless you're on the production team.
Shannon Campbell right there. Shannon started in the 6th position. He's coming through physically. What is that, 4th now? Yeah, 5th on course.
Got Lauren Healy going back up across the top.
Heading below the high lifter off-road area. And there's 3-time king Shannon Campbell doing a little drift action.
I think Paul might have made some time up.
Paul's fast, and he had a little bit of clean air after he got out of his dust, because the dust on the short course, I'm not going to say it's not bad, but it's worse in the woods.
And there was a great shot just now of Darian going up that hill climb.
And there's a Recaro rise at the far back top left corner of our race course. And there's Chad Hunt and Corey Day coming through. Those Nitto tires still holding there, looking good.
Got Eric Miller here hitting the jump. Yeah.
He's taking it easy. I'm wondering what's going on with him.
Then we got the old Happy Pappy up there.
Oh, old Rusty Blyler. He is a man on a mission. And look how dusty it is out there.
Eric didn't sound like he was firing on all cylinders just now.
He's definitely a little off pace. I hope he can pick it up. Not sure exactly what's going on.
I mean, his lap time was a 10:41, where Lauren Healy was at 8:29. Paul Wolff had a 9:02. Vaughn Gittin Jr. a 9:10. Darian Gomez was a 9:54. Shannon Campbell 10:01. So creeping up there in the 10s.
How cool is this? Paul Wolff qualified in his Can-Am with a 56. He qualified in the UFO with the 56. His fastest lap in a UTV is a 9:03. His fastest lap in a UFO is a 9:02.
Right.
Talk about consistency.
Right.
Paul Wolff is on it.
But there's
Eric Muller right there on screen.
Paul in the 4400 is in the dust.
Yeah,
Paul in the side-by-side
he was out front. Yep.
So
good point there, Levi. Thank you.
I'm just thinking that these bigger cars are going to be faster in the woods. A lot more ground clearance, and the ruts are getting deep.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they're going to make, I called the 9-minute mark earlier. You called an 8:30. You nailed it, Levi.
I was talking to Paul.
There's Josh Markey at the Recaro Rise.
Before the interviews, and he said, I found a couple of lines in the UTV that I'm going to try in the big car.
Oh, you do have to stay within 25 feet center of lane, but that does give you a little bit of wiggle room in some of these sections as they're heading up the knockout race. That's Shannon Campbell.
Yep.
3-time King of the Hammers winner. He's in the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame as well. Dirt Sports. Marcos Gomez is a little off course.
Just a little bit.
But figured it out. There. I believe that's Quentin Hilburn at the bottom.
With the tire off.
Some issues. But we're still following.
We got Bailey Campbell coming in.
Shannon Campbell.
Bailey about to cross the finish line.
There is so much action, so much dust. Cody Hardesty and Chris Wyatt coming back in as well. And there's Chris Branton coming in the screen as we speak with Ryan Webb with Kryptonite Customs. That's Shannon Campbell blowing by the AMSOIL hot pits. Hopefully we can catch up. There's a Fuelworks driver, Tim Hooper. Hopefully we can catch up with Scott Rain at some point this afternoon once we get a little action down in the AMSOIL hot pits.
I saw Scott, I went up to the Power Sports at lunchtime, and I saw Scott in there, and his shirt was covered in dust, and all he did was a pat on his arm, and it just went flying everywhere. It's a little bit dusty down there. There's Eric Miller on screen.
2-time King of the Hammers winner in that Miller Motorsports Pro chassis, running that Optima battery wrap. And here's the Recaro Rise with Roger King coming up. Team Robbie Bobby. There's Levi Shirley heading up the knockout race in that single-seat IFS Campbell chassis.
So far we've only had 17 of the 38 cars complete their first lap.
That's the switchback rhythm section we're watching from high above.
Something happened to Casey Gilbert. He started at 16.
Yeah, you're right. Good call.
We haven't seen either Chip or Zandy as well.
I think one of them's coming in
right
now.
That's Josh Weiler on screen.
I think this is Chip coming down onto the short course. Looks like a roofless car.
That's Liam Morris, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, I've been wrong more than once. I'll promise that, buddy.
Tough.
It is tough, isn't it? Especially those little UTVs when they get a little dusty and dirty. They all look the same.
Well, these do too. There's a couple of builders that are, I mean, all the top guys, they're all running their UFOs or Miller chassis.
Kevin Taylor coming down into the short
Horschel and Campbell's. Yeah. So they're coming across the Rigid Ridge, getting ready to drop down to Bronco Falls.
What did you think about Bronco Falls?
It's not terrible. I think it looks worse than what it really is.
It looks like it's pretty bad on screen, but I haven't gone down it myself.
Yesterday, them guys in qualifying, they were jumping off it.
So this is...
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think this is Chip coming through over here.
It's a great shot of Rigid Ridge and the Yukon launch, and we're back on with Bailey Campbell and Ryan Miller below the high lifter park. They'll take a hard right here, go about another 100 yards, take a hard left, and they'll be heading through the Amsoil hot pits. And the hot pits this year are so cool because it's 100 miles an hour to the left, 25 miles an hour in the hot pits. Awesome. And Paul Horschel's on a mission, so he's pushing hard. He started way back in 36th position, so I think Paul Horschel has a good run going for him. And I know for a fact, so a lot of people have been over jumping this jump right here, and I know on the radio they've been chatting, and it looks like Vonderheide hits the Yukon launch. Zandy Willems still running strong.
So Paul Horschel just went through with an 11.749, put him up into the 11th position on corrected time.
36 to 11th in one lap. I told you Paul's going to be one to watch for. But again, dust and lap traffic's going to be, he's going to have his hands full with Lauren Healy still out front. But I guarantee Lauren Healy's already caught some lap traffic.
For sure.
There's the rigid ridge right as we speak.
Number 80 of Joshua Barkey is getting ready to come into the short course.
He's right behind Frank Vonderheide. They're hitting the Yukon launch. That was Tim Hooper with Fuel Works. So Josh Barkey and Frank Vonderheide. There's Eric Blaze back by the Recaro Rise with Top Rock Off-Road.
Nice little drag race going up to that hairpin turn by the Barbie Jeep downhill.
That was a lot of fun yesterday. Did you tune in for that, Levi?
Yeah, I watched it while relaxing in the pool.
That's a good place to be doing it from.
Yeah.
We should name this corner Barbie Hill or something because that's where the Barbie Jeep always is.
So Josh Barkey gets around Frank Vonderheide. Josh Barkey running one of those Triton Engineering Ford Broncos.
Sean
Very
Reisky.
Similar to Lauren and Vaughn.
I just saw Sean Reisky out on race course. Miles.
What?
I just saw Sean Reisky out on race course.
Okay, well, I missed him.
So he took the green flag. Yeah.
Good.
We just had a car going down, the Fieldworks car going backwards on track.
Oh, I think he got turned around in the dust, but he got it figured back out. There's Lauren. Oh, look at Lauren Healy coming back to finish his second.
Paul was right on him.
Oh, my goodness. The dust is going to be so thick. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, whoa.
So now, Miles, what's your thoughts? Did Lauren slow down or did Paul speed up?
Yes. Lauren doesn't slow down, but neither does Paul.
And
Paul
Vaughn.
is in that dust. That's got to be absolutely terrible.
Vaughn's not too far behind himself.
Oh, Vaughn blew the corner.
You know what? He went extra wide to get out of the dust, I believe. What a race we have on our hands. We'll get you some split times here very soon.
All right, so Lauren Healy is still out front physically and on adjusted
time. But only
time.
by 3.5 seconds.
And Look at his lap time, though. Slowed 2 minutes slower.
Well, that's dust and lap traffic for sure.
Darian Gomez is coming down right now.
Got a new
So
overall.
Vaughn Gooden Jr. just took the #1 spot from Lauren Healy.
Oh, wow, on adjusted time. Vaughn hitting Jr. with Funhaver off-road just surpassed his teammate, Lauren Healy, on adjusted time. Oh, the top three is going to be tough to call. This is a race to the finish. But remember, to finish first, you must finish.
By 2 seconds.
This is insane.
In front of Lauren by 2 seconds.
They just finished their second lap out of 7. Remember, these are 5-mile loops. It's going to be a wild ride. And look at the dust. We were seeing some people having issues earlier with their air filter getting clogged up with all this dust. And look at all the dust they're eating. So
I could definitely see that happening with these guys, too.
So the top 4 are separated by 20 seconds.
That is insane. And they are... So it is Vaughn Gittin Jr., Lauren Healy, Paul Wolff, and Darian Gomez all out on the lead lap.
So Vaughn Gittin Jr., his lap time just now was a 9:43, and Lauren Healy's was a 10:26. So that goes to show you how hard Vaughn is pushing it.
Coming in for the...
is Marcos
so
Gomez.
Marcos should be in that 5th position.
Yep. With a 9:38, so even in the dust, they're laying it down.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to beat that 8:30 mark anymore.
Definitely not.
I don't know. We've seen Paul and Lauren battle it out before.
You know what? You're right. And if any two could do it, those would be the ones. But Vaughn Gittin Jr. is right on their heels.
Got Shannon coming in here for another lap.
We have somebody going a little wide there on race course.
Probably just being polite and letting them go around.
They both looked like they were kind of going wide, but
that was
maybe
Kirk
not.
Jensen that pulled off. Oh, and he blew the. Is he pulling off? Oh, Lord. Oh, no, he accidentally pulled off right in front of Lauren Healy. So Paul Wolff is going to be all over Lauren Healy. Kirk Jensen, I believe, unintentionally just got off Lauren Healy. The dust was thick. He pulled over for somebody and then pulled right back in front because he couldn't see Lauren Healy.
Vaughn has a clear track now.
So Vaughn is just picking up time over Paul Wolff and Lauren Healy.
And the silt on that ridge right there is just getting thicker and thicker.
And there's a lot of sharp rocks sticking in the outside berm there.
And there's Levi coming into the short course here in just a moment. On
there's
screen,
there's Chad Hunt and Corey Day at the Recaro Rise.
So, we're here talking about Eric Miller being off pace, but he just laid down a 9:40 for 6th place.
Wow, okay, so maybe he's just playing conservative. Eric Miller started in that 7th position there's Tim Hooper on screen with Fuel Works. Again, we need to give a huge shout out to Can-Am, Ford, Bronco, Monster, Optima, 4 Wheel Parts, Progressive, Holly, LaserNut, Griffin, VP, Nitto, King, and King of the Hammer. So please support who supports the sport. They are dropping down the Bronco Falls as we speak.
Looks like Paul is in front.
Where did Lauren
Unless we
Healy
missed
go?
Lauren.
It's possible either way. But Paul Wolff in the switchback rhythm section. So where's Lauren Healy? Where's Vaughn getting?
Vaughn just dropped in. Should be seeing him on screen here. Let's look at Paul.
Well, and Paul's coming up into some lapped traffic.
So, you know what?
Maybe
Lauren could have
pits.
pulled in the Amsoil hot pits. I am not sure.
That would be a Scott question. If we, one of us, he might end up getting to us on that.
So Caleb Jones just told me Lauren took the hot pits. Paul Wolff passed him. So, okay, Jonathan Terhune said so Lauren must be having some overheating issues. He removed the Bronco body and sent him right back out. So they're trying to get all the air they can. So Lauren dropped a little time, but we'll see how that shakes out.
That on screen looks like a Gomez.
Yeah, that is definitely a Gomez.
So thank you, everybody, for
Darian
keeping me in the loop on what's going on. And again, if you're a spectator, no drone flying. Only our media can fly a drone. We've had to land our drones a couple times. If you're a spectator, no drone flying. Only our media team, please and thank you.
Have to be approved drone flying.
This race is a 7-lap race, 5 miles per lap, so 35 miles of some of the toughest terrain here at Mid-America Outdoor.
Levi Shirley on screen.
And there's that little off-camber is what I always call it, the little off-camber left-hand turn there.
Airing it out.
It is getting hop up here, isn't it, Pam and Levi?
Just thinking the same thing. That was a nice little hop up there.
This second one is like a wall.
That one he just jumped over, or that one?
Nah, the second one. Maybe it's not a wall for these big cars.
I'd say all of the above.
Yeah.
Did you watch the knockout last night that happened that was going on right there?
No, I was getting ready for short course.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's right. I raced.
I seen you did good.
Still chasing Levi Shirley. Past the high lifter park, he'll be taking a hard left and heading towards the Amsoil hot pits.
We got Ryan Rockhold and Brett Harrell right there.
Oh, Brett Harrell gives Rockhold a little love tap.
Little nudge.
I think that was unintentional, but that's part of racing. So this camera's right at the knockout hill for the America Pro Rock. We're watching across the way. They'll be taking a hard right going up and above this short course.
And that was the stock line whenever we were doing the Bounty Cup.
What lap are we on, Pam?
We are... we have 5 laps to go.
Oh, 5 laps to go. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Levi. And Pam. They're out on lap 3 of 7. 5 miles per lap, 35 miles in total.
So now with Paul out front, what do we think is going to happen?
Again, out front is the advantage, but Vaughn Gittin Jr. with that adjusted time really is looking good. My question is, did Vaughn get around Lauren? Yes, he did. Yep, we saw that at the Bronco Falls. So Vaughn Gittin Jr. is looking good, but Paul Wolff, He's no slouch.
And there's Miss Bailey Campbell on screen there.
So again, if you are just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. This is Visions Week here at Mid-America Outdoors. This is the Ultra 4 main event presented by Progressive Insurance. Again, I am Miles Haskowitz with Pam Hall in the booth and our guest, Levi Metzinger.
And here's one of the Rufus Racing coming into the short course, but on screen right there, that is Cade Rod going up the knockout hill.
And where is Casey Gilbert? Where's Tad Dowker? I haven't seen Bill McGilton
come in at all.
Haven't seen much of Aaron Smith. Derek Starr, haven't seen much of him.
Chip McLaughlin hasn't came through.
Oh, that's some horsepower from Paul Horschel. As we're speaking about Horschel, there's a Horschel car. That's Brett Harrell as he's slinging just below that high lifter off-road part.
Paul has lost a spot this lap.
Really?
Paul Horschel, he dropped to 12th. He ran a faster lap, but
in more dust.
In more dust.
They are just gliding over these tabletops, making it look easy.
The dust we see on the screen in the short course, it's a different kind of dust in the woods.
Yeah, it's talcum powder out in the woods almost.
And it don't move, it just sits there.
Well, we had Cody Quattlebaum come up earlier, and his face was just covered in dirt. Miles, we have Mr. Paul Wolff. He's in some lap traffic right now, but he has taken over physically the #1 spot on race course.
Getting a little information, Casey Gilbert may have hit a tree.
And nobody around Paul.
So Paul Wolff starting to pull away with this race just a little bit.
Well,
Where's Vaughn getting? Where is Lauren Healy?
Ready for this lap?
9:19.
What did I say, 19?
9:19, right?
9:19.
Yeah, 19:19 wouldn't be very impressive. So Vaughn Gittin Jr. is probably about 45 seconds behind. So on adjusted time, it's going to be extremely close. He started 20 seconds behind Paul Wolff, and he's got more of a lead than that right now. But Vaughn Gittin Jr. is a true pro, so him and Eric Davis are sticking to a game plan, I'm sure of that.
And there's Lauren Healy.
Oh, look at, yeah, he did pull the back body of that Ford Bronco off, trying to get it cooled down a little bit. Scott Rain was telling us that he was getting hot in there. So, Levi, I thoroughly appreciate you coming by the booth. Do it anytime. Always a pleasure. Congrats on second place with your Can-Am.
Yep.
And good seeing you, buddy. We'll see you at the next one.
Yep, thank you.
A great shot of Vaughn Gittin Jr. Paul Horschel doing a little drag racing up the knockout hill.
In that dust. The dust is so gnarly out there, but you know what? These drivers, they have to take it a little bit more easy, but, and there's Darian Gomez just went through. He is sitting in the #3 position on adjusted time. So we have Paul Wolff in that #1 position, Darian Gomez, or Vaughn Gittin in second, Darian Gomez third, Lauren Healy in that 4th position.
And somebody I did not want to see in the booth with me right now, not because I don't like you, but I wish you were out there. Chip, what's going on, buddy?
Well, I'd rather not be seeing y'all's face right now either, but we found out those trees don't move.
We were talking about that, so I assume you're in the dust. Clipped a tree?
Yeah, we caught Cade just as we went off the short course, and it was blocked out. At one point, I thought we were moving. We weren't even moving. I was just spinning tires.
Oh,
and
wow.
We went up the fence line and kind of bounced off a tree, and I thought we were on the trail. Couldn't see. And then I hit a big oak and broke steering. So
I hate to hear that for you, buddy, but hey, Chip happens.
And Brad's wearing, I'm blaming him, he's wearing the Mythbusters, failures and always an option. This isn't a failure, we just learned, but we're going to try to get back together and get in the switchbacks tonight.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
Hey, you still have some time. That's not until 6 o'clock, so watch a little bit of this racing. You don't have to worry about getting any awards, so you can skip that.
Oh,
go
my
get
gosh.
The car
Exactly. We got to go recover it. It's bad out there. I mean, we thought the first lap at Hammers was bad. This was 5 times worse. Like, you couldn't even see a hand in front of your face.
That is absolutely insane.
And, we really just started bouncing off trees.
That's what we were hearing. We were hearing that was like 2
huh?
feet in front of you. It was like about as far as you could see.
And look at the Recaro rise right here. You can't see anything back there.
They did a great job keeping the short course, with no dust or little dust, and car was feeling great. And luckily, it's not a lot of damage. It's just that aluminum steering link broke in half. And
okay, so it is a relatively easy fix. Are you going to fix it out on the trailer or try to get back to camp?
No, I got no steering. I'm going to have to fix it out there to bring it back. But, these black suits don't do well in the woods. And, Zandy's still going out there strong. Ryan Rock holding his new car. So I'm glad to see my teammates still out there doing it. Hooper and all those guys. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I hate to not see you out there, but thanks for coming to talk. And you're more than welcome to stay, but if you want to get out there and start working on your car.
Oh, I got to wait for Diamond to get out of the car to come help me. He knows
I guess you're right. You
are.
can't even fix it.
I can fix it, but he knows where the parts are, and I want to watch the race.
And there's the Yukon launch by one of the Blylers.
So they did an amazing job doing the short course.
Isn't it a wild course? It's fast. It's fun. It's gnarly.
We came in here winning, from winning the 918 and had a just absolute blast out here. And, of course, where we broke was part of the race where we did in the 918.
And you were on the podium at Visions last year, so you've got a pretty good track record here until today.
So I'm just trying to, not be selfish and let some other guys, share my glory.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too.
Zandy, he's still out there. Zandy's been on the podium twice too, so
absolutely.
Hopefully, he can work his way back up. It looks like he's in 19th or so now, so he's moving back up.
But how cool is it to have such a stacked field here at Mid-America Outdoors during Visions?
It's, I love it for Visions. I wish we had snow. It would have been a lot more fun.
Oh my gosh, me too.
That looked wild.
It was really good, but the dust with all these guys throwing, because they're not giving up in the woods.
No.
Like Brad and I
walked
walked
down.
They're
still pushing, huh?
They're still pushing.
How far did you have to walk?
Good ways. Well, the section where they took out the course.
Okay.
We were right above that.
So right by the hot pits. Right?
Yeah. We weren't smart enough to walk we couldn't cross the track to get over the fence and through that field.
Gotcha.
So we came down through the woods and came down through Thunder Alley, which is not so thunderous for us.
But you'll be there tonight, hopefully.
Hopefully. If Zandy's car, can't get mine, I'll steal Zandy's or Ryan. Well, Ryan's racing too. So we signed up together, so I wonder if they'll line us up together.
Well, you'll be stealing Zandy's car one way or the other.
Exactly. That's what they're there for.
And there's Eric Miller on course. He has moved up to the number 5 position.
So I was saying he was a little off pace, but he may have been playing conservative on us and saving the car, and now he's starting to turn it up.
Impossible.
Two-time King Eric Miller knows what to do, and it looks like he's doing exactly what he meant to.
He knew going into this it was going to be a very dusty course, and what some drivers do is they just hold back because they know don't push it too hard.
Our theory was race on the short course, go trail ride in the woods.
I really like that, but you went tree hugging in the woods.
I didn't go tree hugging. I went tree slamming.
I hear the horn. That is Rusty Byler getting around Roger King, the Happy Pappy. So much racing action going on today.
I'm assuming most of the passing's been doing on the short course because I have no idea where they could pass it in the woods. And even if they did, we wouldn't even know it. Thankfully, we went far enough off in the woods that if somebody finds us, they're not going to be going very fast.
They're going to have to plow some trees to get to you, huh?
Oh, they're using the bank. Rusty uses the outside bank.
That Rusty or Josh? I get those two cars mixed up from the drone.
Well, at least you won't get Zandy and I mixed up for the rest of the race.
You're right on that.
He runs the green lights. Do you run lights on?
I run the amber. He runs the 2 greens.
Okay, so that's how I'll remember now.
Until the next race, I forget.
Then we'll change them on you.
Or put one of each on. How about that?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you guys would totally do that.
Well, Ryan's new car, I was looking at it this morning, and it looked like it needed fake eyelashes. So on his bio-designed lights,
we
made he's got fake eyelashes to help keep the dust down and keep him going straight. It worked because he beat me.
All in good fun. So they're taking a left right there, and that's where the AMSOIL hot pit really starts. Just checked in with Scott Rain. It sounds like it's so hot and dusty out there, the camera's overheating. So they're trying to put it in a cooler to get it chilled down, see if they can get it back up and going. There is a Jumbotron out there for all the pit guys and gals.
I don't know if they can see it.
Hopefully that thing does
that was
not
a Bronco. I think that was Lauren Healy at the Recaro Rise. I'm pretty sure. Just saw the back clip. It had to have been because he pulled the back clip off that Bronco. So I'm pretty sure that was Lauren Healy, 2-time King.
It's been an amazing event so far. All the other events that we've been watching, we went down and watched those bull riders on Wednesday. And
so
That was fun.
A year ago at Vision's the first time I've ever been to a rodeo, and that was one of the highlights I wanted to come and watch because I don't have to work that event.
Right,
I just go there and hang out and grab a couple beverages and enjoy it. And those bull riders, I think you're crazy, Chip, don't get me wrong, but those other guys are plumb nuts.
And I think they'll probably say the same about us.
But they're right.
Yeah, and then
we're right.
The cattle prod spin the bottle, that was amazing. But happy anniversary. Glad I met your wife yesterday.
Yeah.
Kids in the pool. Glad they got to come out.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. It's there's too many people here to meet everybody. But yeah, she said she hung out with you and Edie just a little bit. But yeah, I love having the whole family up here. They're up there floating the lazy river right now, watching the jumbotron for about 30 seconds every lap or so.
Well, that's where we're gonna head, and I guess we're gonna.
No, you got to fix a car. No lazy river.
We got 3 hours, so I got to cool off.
You got to shower first before you get in there.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'll take the suit off because I don't know if I'd want to put it back on after what we just walked through.
What a great race we have.
All right, I'm going to go get some water.
Yeah, definitely go get some water.
Well,
Thank
Chip,
you guys.
always a pleasure. Thanks for coming up here and chatting with us, and better luck tonight in the switchback.
I'll see y'all tonight.
See you later.
Sounds like a plan, buddy. Thanks.
Okay, so Miles, let's update everybody. Brianna, who is Evan Sherman's girlfriend, she is at the hospital with him, and he has a few second-degree burns on his hand and a slight degree burn on a spot or two. She said that he's doing good. He's just in some pain, being very uncomfortable. But she wants to thank everybody who has called and checked in on him and messaged them. And she cannot thank everybody enough for the thoughts and the prayers.
So thank you, Brianna, for tuning us in. Because like I said, I heard a little bit about it. I didn't know. I was trying to tell the people just a little bit. So our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. I hope you guys make a quick recovery. But thank you for keeping us in the loop. Sounds like, some small burns.
Yeah.
He's going to be okay. He's in some pain, but he's in good spirits. So, that's just so cool. The entire Ultra 4 community comes together and checks on them. So
exactly.
I'm glad to hear that, Evan. I hope you have a speedier.
She said from what they were told that the flames were at least 3 feet higher than the roof of his car.
That is extremely, extremely scary.
There is Paul Wolff came through. His last lap time was a 10:09, so he's out on lap 4 right now.
3 laps to go for Mr. Paul Wolff. There's the rigid rhythm section. Uh-oh, we have another racer coming into the Nitto studio. Mr. Tad Dowker. I hate to see him, too.
On screen, there's Paul Horschel.
I've got Mr. Tad Dowker with North Shore Racing with us. What are you doing here? We just had Chip in here. I hate seeing you all during a race.
Man, I take a lot of pride in finishing races, and honestly,
you do well quite a bit.
We finish most of them.
I'm going to interrupt really quick. Vaughn Gittin has taken over the #1 spot on adjusted time over Paul Wolff.
What is the time split on that, Pam?
Let's
see here, 2 seconds.
Wow, it's going to be a race to the finish. So anyways, back to you.
We just went out that first lap just trying to get smooth through the first lap. That dust is, I can't even explain how bad the dust is. Like, we couldn't run the short course clean the first lap because it was so bad.
On taking off.
Yeah, on taking off. And then you get in the woods, and it literally, there's spots you can't see the front of your car. Come to a dead stop, and you're literally just waiting for a little clearing and start going again.
To see which way to go, hoping you don't get rear-ended.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's being pretty cautious about that, but it's the worst dust I've ever driven in for sure.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad out there, especially like right over here. It's getting really silty whenever you're getting ready to come back into the short course. It looks bad out there.
No, it's bad, but.
And I heard some that Chris's grandpa passed away. That's why he wasn't able to come out here. So my thoughts are with you guys on that. He's not here with you.
Sure, he appreciates it. Andy stepped in, did a good job. I mean, we had a pretty good first lap, but. it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It's literally, a lot of it's just luck of how your visibility is.
Yeah, and there isn't much visibility out there, is there? Again, tough break for what happened out there. But you'll get the car back together. What'd you end up breaking?
The steering cylinder, the hydraulic cylinder on the front axle, all the fluid shot out of it.
So you clipped a tree then?
No, we just happened right here on the short course. Just landed this jump, went to make the corner, and no steering, and then unfortunately the car caught on fire too. But we got to put out real quick. Just all the oil on the exhaust,
Okay. But, well, I mean, it could always be worse, it sounds like. I mean, if you're going to have a failure like that, at least you're close. At least you got the fire put out. Just tough break on that situation.
Yeah, and I think we were actually signed up for the knockouts later today, so we got spare parts. We're going to put it back together and see if we can at least
heck yeah.
get a little bit of time in the car this weekend.
That's what Chip is doing, too.
Chip was just in here. He did hit a tree, and he's going to fix some steering on there and try to get back on the, sounds like 4401 pitted to hydrate. No mechanical issues, but 4401, is that Jensen?
No, that's Cade Rod, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's Kirk Jensen.
Kirk
so
Jensen.
He pulled over just because they're hot.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a spot you can take a drink out there, so it's pretty crazy in that car.
So I'm going to go run through the top 5 right now. We have Vaughn Gittin Jr. in that number 1 position, Paul Wolff in the number 2 position. Eric Miller has now moved up into that number 3 position. Darian Gomez in 4th, Lauren Healy in 5th, Josh Bleiler in 6th, Levi Shirley 7th. And those are the top 7 that have gone through, and they're out on lap number 5. So what was your favorite part of the course, or could you even see it?
My favorite part is probably just the short course, just because you can drive the car, to your ability in the woods. Literally is just driving what the dust would give you. So, I mean, there's spots we're behind Bailey Campbell for a minute there, and 10 feet apart, you can't see her, So, but yeah, I mean, the short course is always fun here, and there's a couple spots you can open it up, and that rhythm section there in the knockout area is kind of fun.
Oh, we have. Who is that in the hot pit right there? It's a Bronco, but I can't tell which one it is.
Oh, that must.
Is that the number 80?
Well, it's either Josh Barkey or Lauren Healy. I can't quite tell.
Oh, there is some orange on the front. I think that.
Very similar cars. Both Triton Engineering Broncos.
I think that's Josh.
And just getting a little feedback from Cameron Gilbert, Casey's brother. They had some RAM issues, so he's heading back to fix it right now. Came back to the pits, got a RAM, and heading back out in the woods to fix it to keep going.
Same problem we had.
So why aren't you getting your RAM and heading back out there?
Well, mine's over in the pit over here.
Too far away, huh?
I was trying to see if it would make it there. Probably drove it 100 yards further than I should have.
Uh-oh.
But, well.
Scott just said that both Lauren and Darian Gomez have slowed a big time just because of the dust is so thick out there. So that's starting to play its issue for sure.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's not worth
totaling the car trying to push too hard.
There's more races coming up here pretty quick.
So yeah, Ryan Few with Nitto said Lauren did lose the back of his Bronco there in the pits just to cool down. So, well, Tad, always a pleasure. I'll let you get back out there. I hope you get that car fixed. We'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock for the switchback race.
Yeah,
I'm excited to watch that one.
All right, good talking to you guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Tad. Dowker. Healy just pitted one. That was Lauren Healy. It was not Josh Barkey. Okay. He pitted for about 10 seconds. Lauren Healy is starting to overheat. So hate to hear that.
Miss Bailey Campbell over here making a pass.
We got Mr. Terry Madden, the Mid-America Outdoor brand ambassador, getting ready to hop on the mic with us. He raced in the Can-Am UTV class just a little bit ago. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you today, Miles?
Oh, doing great. It's been a fun, hot day, and we are over halfway through this 4400 main event, and what a great day it's been.
Oh, it's great. It's dusty, I tell you, Miles. The back sections in the trees, they're not enjoying some of it, I guarantee you.
It's dusty, it's nasty. Panama have been talking about how nasty the dust is out there.
Yeah, it's one of the worst. And that's unseasonable and rare for here. Jason was saying the other night that we're in a major drought.
Yeah, I mean, normally we're worried about getting rained out. And last year we had multiple thunderstorms during Visions, and this year we were working. It must have been on Tuesday or Wednesday, or Monday or Tuesday, we were praying for a little rain.
Monday,
there we go. A storm came through and broke. As soon as it got here, it sprinkled for 10 minutes, and that's it.
Well, you remember years ago the crossbar race we had where we actually went and bought floaties and got the tornado and the 2 foot, it seemed like, of rain, and Yeah, so Oklahoma's just unpredictable every now and then.
So we were talking strategy earlier this week. You wanted a top 10 finish, and you got, I believe, top 6 if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't honestly looked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're.
I was a little frustrated. I should have pushed a little harder in qualifying. It didn't. We went out and just kind of tried to run clean. We didn't have any flats. Didn't stop. Didn't get past, and just ran where we ran in the dust. So I saw you racing the other night, Pam.
Yeah, I raced last night. I did the heat races the night before. It was a lot of fun.
I love this short course. I really want to come here at some point and actually race short course race here.
Yeah, it was the first night the car, for the heat races was the first time I'd ever even driven the car. I hadn't even been on the track. So it was all completely new. And then last night was obviously my second time on course. But there were some adjustments made to the shocks, and we changed out the tires, and it completely drove different last night. I don't have it's just the stock Can-Am lights. They weren't super bright for being that dark, but it worked out okay. Made some passes, had some fun, shook the car down for the kids. So
I don't know if it was any different than today, though. Today in the trees, no amount of light or anything mattered. You were straight driving by Braille.
And then when the dust is blooming like that so much, the sun's coming through the trees, the shadows and all that just plays tricks on you. Here's Chad Hunt and Corey Day getting ready to drop down the switchback, and there is Lauren Healy at the Recaro Rise, still pushing so hard, but we're hearing he's having some overheating issues.
Looks like Lauren's running 5th. What do we got here?
He's running 5th right now. We have Vaughn Gittin Jr. in that number 1 position. Paul Wolff in number 2. Eric Miller has moved his way up to the 3rd position. Darian Gomez in 4th. Lauren Healy 5th. Josh Blyler 6th. Levi Shirley 7th. Paul Horschel 8th. Rusty Blyler 9th. And Bailey Campbell is rounding out that top 10 right now.
And they're running 7 laps, right?
Yes, 7 laps, 5 miles a pop, so 35 miles out there. Just got an update from Scott Rain that Levi Shirley pitted. His shock reservoir was bouncing all around, so they duct taped a bunch of it around there, and that's what you got to do. I love
ties
it.
And duct tape. You could not race without it.
100%.
We have Darian Gomez. He's entering into the short course right over here.
On screen is Chad Hunt and Corey Day with Team Indiana.
Where's Marcos at?
I haven't seen him in a while.
I talked to him last night, and he was real excited about this race. Sounded like he was going to run the rest of them.
Awesome. Yeah, he's actually pretty good in the points this year. So if he can run strong, remember this is a double points race. So your 6th place position is really going to help you out.
So the fact that Raul won Hammers is his catalyst. Those brothers are pushing each other.
Oh yeah, and Raul's like, I'm the king. I don't have to race the rest of the season.
Sounds about right.
We went and toured their place when we were up there at the Stampede.
Amazing
it was
shop.
fun. It was fun. Amazing shop, absolutely. But it was fun ribbing the brothers and like, oh yeah, that's all he talks about. I'm the king. Every morning meeting.
Did you see what he did with the scepter?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Gold plated it.
Yes.
And bedazzled.
And built an amazing base for it, and then caught up all the names and put it all on a plaque so it travels like it should.
Names and co-drivers.
Yeah.
So Paul Wolff has now taken back over the number 1 position from Vaughn Gittin Jr. And there is a 3-second
right on the short
gap.
course there, right here behind me. Vaughn's on him, headed up this hill.
Vaughn Gittin Jr. battling with
that's not too wide right there, but they made it.
And Brett Harrell, I believe, is a lap down, so hopefully he'll pull over and let Vaughn get around, or Vaughn can stick a nose in. But
he's not getting it. The dust is even getting thick on the short course.
Siren.
We got a lot more racing coming up tonight, Miles.
Yeah, that switchback racing is going to be a lot of fun. It starts at 6 p.m. and races for a couple hours, and then 8 p.m. they're going to do a jump out of the plane and do
I didn't know we'd made that public yet.
Oh, it's on my notes.
Okay, well, I knew it was just something happening, but I guess I can talk about it then.
Let's hear it.
So that's actually some of the guys that have been training me that I skydive a lot with.
Okay.
That are really good friends.
Look on screen. I'm not sure who that is.
That's
they
Vaughn
were
Gittin
sideways
Jr.
on that hill.
Oh, he's backwards on that hill.
Backwards. Not sure what happened.
Well, hopefully somebody.
I don't know if he can get
drive
back up.
So something's wrong with the front end. And again, I believe that's Vaughn Gittin.
That's the second. Yeah. No, that's the up. He's straight on the hill.
No, that's coming down.
That's coming down.
That's coming down
right.
the V-notch.
You're right. So somehow he
did
bounced
he roll
and got
over.
Well,
did he
you
turn
can
around?
always drive like Tomater and go backwards.
He's got. It looks like he does have rear-wheel drive only.
That is a tough break. Vaughn Gittin Jr. was running so strong, and him and Brett Harrell were battling, and not sure what happened to Vaughn. I'm sure we'll hear later, but tough break for Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Well, and Darian Gomez is up there in that number 3 spot right now. Actually, he just got taken out of the 3rd spot by Eric Miller, but he's running in that 4th position.
So Eric Miller's moving his way up the pack.
He was in 3rd the last lap, too.
Wow. So,
so
Terry,
back to our flag drop.
Go
I got lucky enough that I've been getting to do some of the mobility driver training for the military and the SEAL teams. And Curtis and Sarah, they're here dropping the flag, do the skydiving training for the SEAL teams. So we've got to know each other, and I started jumping with them. And tonight at 8 o'clock, you're going to want to be down there. They're going to do some cool stuff, and then they're going to bring in a ginormous flag for the national anthem.
They're going to skydive with a flag.
A 20 by 30 flag. So
I think we got a slow-mo.
It looks like he's got a shocks in the rear end or not running right.
We're going to have a slow-mo of Vaughn Gittin Jr. coming down that V-notch to see if we can see exactly what happened.
I mean, he's bottoming out.
That's going up the knockout.
See, watch. When he's doing it, he's completely bottoming out. It's like his shocks are broke or something.
Right rear or something.
Tough break. So,
all right, here's the V-notch. He's already sideways. I can't tell what happened.
So Brett Harrell's way. Okay, we're backing up. They must have tangled up coming down this hill. Look at him. Nose to tail in the dust. We're lost in the dust, and we don't have a clue what happened. Did he tumble?
There's 2 ledges there. I'm guessing that Vaughn got sideways in Brett's dust and just kind of missed that ledge. It's hard to see right there. They did a really good job of recovering and backing down and not trying to turn around, though.
There's Zandy Willems on screen for just a moment, and they're coming across the Rigid Ridge.
So, yeah, Miles, 8 o'clock. You're going to want to be down in Thunder Valley and watch these opening ceremonies.
That's awesome. And then after that, we'll do the knockout grand finale to get that wrapped up. And then at 9, we open up the drag strip. We got live music at 10 and 11 at Coconuts and the concession stage. And then a big fireworks show tonight.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that part.
A big fireworks show to round out the evening.
Is there anything here that doesn't go big?
Nothing. So are you racing the switchback?
Yes, I am.
In the Can-Am? Don't tear it up. Remember, you got to
race
actually Sturgis.
We didn't do anything. We jacked it up, checked stuff, and it was fine after the race.
You still have another race. Don't tear it up.
No, I'm looking forward to switchback. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, Pam, kind of catch us back up with the scoring and timing. Looks like we have 2 laps yet to go.
Yes, we have Paul Wolff in the number 1 spot, Vaughn Gittin Jr. number 2, Josh Bleiler in the 3rd position, Eric Miller in 4th, Darian Gomez 5th, Lauren Healy in that 6th position. Bailey Campbell just crossed over, and she's now in that 7th position. And then Rusty Bleiler in 8th, and those are the only ones that are out have completed lap 5.
So it's going to be a race to the finish. The attrition is starting to come through. There's the Amsoil hot pits. Is that Eric Miller?
Looks like it.
It sure is. Eric Miller's coming into the hot pits. It looks like they're probably pulling the front hood off. He may be having some overheating issues as well.
It's hot, and it's a lot hotter back in the trees. That dust's hanging. Everything's getting plugged up with dirt.
Leah, she's messaging me because we were talking about Eric not being on it, and she said that maybe he was just drinking a cold brew coffee and just chilling for a minute.
You never know.
No, she said he actually thrives in adverse conditions, and he's like a cheetah. That's what she's saying.
Like a cheetah.
She's funny.
What a wonderful day it has been, or wonderful week it has been here at Visions at Mid-America Outdoors. We are rounding out the 4400 Unlimited race here for Ultra 4 Racing, presented by Progressive Insurance. Look at the dust. As far as you can see, it's a little bit of dust everywhere. Just to the right is the Rigid Ridge.
Look at that American flag on top of the hill there.
100-foot pole.
Isn't that amazing?
Like you said, the Robinettes, if they do it, they go big with everything.
That's something I'll mention about the drop tonight, too. Everybody knows I'm a veteran and I'm passionate about the flag, and a lot of people are. One of the things with the flag is the respect to keeping it off the ground. The flag coming in from the sky tonight will hit the ground. It's not a flag. It's an exhibition banner.
Well, that's a good perspective to give us. Thank you, Terry.
Because the first times I'd seen it, I asked those questions because I got upset. So if people see that tonight, that's the case with what's going on with it.
Thank you for giving us head up, because we know Robinettes, they're very patriotic, so it's really great to see them do all that stuff. And touching the ground's not a good thing. So
but it's
cool to give us a heads up.
Yep.
There's one of the Bleilers blasting by the Amsoil hot pits, and this is a great section to see because they can get up over 100 miles an hour on the left, and then on your right you have to do 25 miles an hour if you are in the Amsoil hot pits.
And Josh Bleiler has taken over the number 3 spot, so he's been a sleeper out there, and he is now in the 3rd position.
And that's when they came through the start-finish last time. Eric Miller was just in the pits, so Bleiler even has Miller about another minute or so also.
And Bleiler, his last lap time was a 9:17.
And
so
remember,
they're picking it back up a little bit out there.
Don't forget, you can go to live.ultra4racing.com for our live timing. Get that MAO app. Go to ultra4racing.com/live. Get on the Ultra 4 and MAO Facebook and YouTube. Share it. Start a watch party. We are about to wrap up. 2 laps to go for the 4400 main event.
So I didn't look at any timing at all day. How are those lap times stacking up to the UTV lap times?
So the fastest lap time was Paul Wolff with a 9:03 in his Can-Am, and then Lauren Healy, his first lap of this race was at 8:28. But now they've been over 9.
That was clean air.
That was clean air. So there hasn't been one sub-9 since. So there's one sub-9 or sub-9-minute run, but that was with clean air.
And how many cars did we have on course starting this one?
38, I believe. Maybe 39.
So they were into lap traffic by the second lap.
By a second, the lap and a half, yep.
Yeah. Which is about when we got into it in the UTVs.
Yeah, well, you guys had 58 UTVs out there. That was pretty wild. There was Chad Hunt and Corey Day. I believe that's Roger King coming into screen.
That picture right there on screen does not do any justice to how steep that hill actually
is. The Talladega turn.
They took it in my truck the other day with the trailer behind it.
Setting up those flags, and you're like, can we make it? I'm like, yeah, momentum's key.
Going downhill, I was a little bit nervous, but...
I was nervous because I was riding with you.
I don't blame you.
I can drive.
There's Liam Morris heading up the knockout hill. And there is Paul Horschel in the dust behind Chad Hunt.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
I heard Horschel go by behind me and didn't even have to turn around.
Yeah, you can just hear the horsepower.
That car, God, it's got a distinctive sound, and it's so impressive with horsepower.
Yeah,
it's like the Campbell cars back in
the
day when you'd hear them go across the desert, and it was the only thing that 8 into 1, that nothing ever sounded like them.
So Paul Wolff just came through, and his lap time was at 9:39.
So 1 lap to go.
White flag. He would have got the white flag.
White flag is out for Mr. Paul Wolff. How far back's Vaughn getting?
Yeah, I'm wondering
because Bleiler and Eric Miller.
I really think Vaughn had 2-wheel drive when he left here, just by the look of it. So I'm curious
and some shock issues.
I'm curious what this lap will look like, if he can maintain that or where he's going to end up. It does show that he just clicked at 5.5 wherever they have the other B loop at before anybody else, so he is still moving.
I'm not sure where those loops are at.
So he's still physically in second position.
Yep. So that means he didn't stop, didn't try and work on it. He's just going to try and push through in 2-wheel drive.
That's all you can do.
Which, with some horsepower on this course, I don't think it's a problem to push through.
I think he can. It's a disadvantage, but I think he can.
Well, he's right here getting ready to enter into the short course.
That was Lauren Healy, I believe. So Lauren Healy got around Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Well, no, that would have moved him up. That's got to be Vaughn. That would have moved up Lauren several spots.
Yep, you're right. So
Pam's got that I told you so look on her face right now.
I do.
It was very, very clear.
It's the color. It's the bright colors. Let's see what his lap time was. His lap time was still a 10:40. I mean, that's way behind, but right now he's sitting in that second position.
And now Vaughn has quite a bit of clean air in front of him, so as long as he can stay smooth and consistent, it doesn't look like that front end is pulling.
No, and this is going to be difficult on the uphill.
Now, Vaughn's a drift driver. He's used to driving loose like that.
Look, when he's landing, he's having major shock issues.
He does not have rear shocks.
He's trying to still throw it in the corner like he normally is used to, but it's not quite working exactly like he likes it.
Yeah, and that could be partially heat as well. I mean, these shocks can boil over with all the heat that they're throwing at them. They kind of get heat soaked, just like it sounds like Lauren Healy's engine's getting a little heat soaked.
Paul Wolff is on screen right now on the knockout.
Look at the drone just chasing him down as Paul Wolff is on a mission.
So do we have anything after this, or we have a window until 6?
5 p.m. is the Ultra 4 awards. We give away some Ditto trophies. And then 6 o'clock's the switchback knockout race, single elimination.
Lauren's coming across the line. See where that puts him in the number 3 position.
But that's physical. I bet you on adjusted time.
No, adjusted time. Well, yeah, we'll see when Bleiler comes across.
Yep. I
think
Bleiler's doing pretty good.
Looks like we have somebody off course right there by the Bronco Falls. I'm not sure who that was.
So Scott's let me know that Miller, when he was pitting, he was a couple quarts low on oil, so he's obviously hot as well. But they, my phone just froze on.
And on screen
Better
is
he
Paul
ingested
Horschel.
some dirt and he's burning some, which would not be unlikely here.
So he jammed a rag in the power steering reservoir and kept going.
Power steering oil.
Power steering. Okay, and then Liam Morris is pitting for the third time, left rear flat. So power steering issues for Miller, but he's still moving pretty strong. Levi blew a front diff when he came in, and
so Josh Blyler did take over that number 3 position from Lauren Healy on adjusted time.
So Pam, it looks like somebody rolled over in front of Levi, and Levi hit him and blew his front diff. So tough crack for Levi.
Hey, wait, this looks like it was Casey Gilbert, possibly. Just jumping.
Yes, it is. He had some steering rack issue of some sort. And there is...
That's Sean Reisky, wasn't it?
That was a TMR car, so that may be one of the Canadians, I believe, one of the new ones.
I did see Derek Starr on screen just a few minutes ago.
So that was at the Recaro Rise, but we are following, I believe that's Vaughn getting Jr.
Yeah, looking at these lap times a little bit here, Lauren and Blyler are running real consistent, but Vaughn being off a little with whatever he's got trouble in him, they got a chance to squeeze that second spot. The real battle right now is between Lauren and Blyler for second or third.
And Paul Wolff starting to walk away with it. We were saying
getting
that
a little bit of
gets
clean
out
air.
Front,
and I couldn't tell if that was Marcos or Darian just now on screen. I'm pretty sure it was Darian in the switchback section. Casey Gilbert on screen.
Yep. If you're just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. We are here at Mid-America Outdoors during Vision Weeks, and this is Ultra 4 Grand Finale presented by Progressive Insurance.
And there is Lauren Healy going up the knockout hill.
Let's give a huge shout out to Holly, Lasernut, Griffin, VP, Nitto, King Shocks, King of the Hammers, Progressive, 4-Wheel Parts, Optima, Monster Energy, Bronco, Ford, Can-Am, Amsoil, Method, Axial, PCI, Spider Tracks, Recaro, Baja Jerky, ARB, Rigid, Brannick, Tread Lightly, Action Sports Canopy, Warren, Factor 55, HCR, Yukon, MBRP, and Off the Grid Clothing are the official sponsors of Ultra 4 Racing. And we also need to shout out some MAO sponsors, Ultimax Belts, 360 Wraps, the Off-Road Syndicate, and Mid-America Outdoors. So again, please support who supports the sport. With all these amazing marketing partners, we would not be racing here during Visions at Mid-America Outdoors.
I believe this is Josh Blyler on Bailey Campbell's tail coming through into the short course right now.
So we'll see where that puts
Chad
him
Hunt.
on adjusted time.
Chad Hunt on screen.
At the Recaro Rise section.
I'm getting a message from Tim Hooper. He said their car started running bad. It died in a turn and will not restart, but they have a great view of the short course from the roller they're on.
Oh, I hate hearing that, but hey, take
being
advantage
positive.
of what you got.
Good old Tim.
So Eric Miller has dropped down into the number 7 position. He was running up there in that third there for a while.
Looks like Bailey Campbell moved up to 5th, but is that Rusty Blyler that was in 6th right on her?
Oh, look at that. That must be the car that we heard that rolled over in.
Ouch, look at that door bar.
Oh, that was Patrick Peterson.
That was Patrick Peterson, yes.
So Dave Taylor is letting me know that, yes, Casey Gilbert had a steering ram issue after hitting a tree, but he's back in action. Thanks, Dave.
Oh, he's blowing the corner.
Got around her and then blew it.
Driving too hard in the turn.
He got over in that fluff where it's really loose.
There's no braking once you hit that fluff.
Which Blyler was that? Was that Rusty or Josh?
I'm
that
really
was Josh.
not sure still.
See, you're just as I am.
Well, this isn't my job. It's your job.
and I try my hardest, but you never know.
Yeah, because Josh Blyler's up there in that number 3 position.
Yeah, so adjusted time is Paul Wolff, Vaughn Gittin Jr., and Josh Blyler. And then Lauren Healy's not too far behind. Bailey Campbell, Rusty Blyler, Eric Miller still in the mix.
Just changed it up. Cody Hardesty is in that 6th position.
Cody Hardesty is moving his way up.
Rusty
he had
Blyler?
the fastest lap at AOP. He's a young man. Him and Chris Wyatt are running strong with that TMR buggy, and I expect to see good things from Cody Hardesty. And it's so cool to see a low-budget team, just a grassroots guy running with the big dogs. Love it. There's the Recaro Rise. Now we're back here to the short course. And that is Cody Hardesty as we speak as they head up and around the Talladega turn. See our Ultra 4 flags at the tip top of that. Cody Carsey still running strong out there. The FPV drone chasing him around. Now we're going to turn around and chase down Bailey Campbell.
I love how they just like do a hard turn and follow somebody else.
Yeah, we need to give a huge shout out to Take It Live, Rock Racing TV, and Live Race Media, to all of our production crews out here. We have a whole lot of still photography as well. We have D-Pat out there, Foster, and Karen, and Curtis. There's just, it takes a whole team to bring this all together to put it out in front of you. Paul Horschel's on a mission, too. Oh, and it looks like Blyler gets around somebody.
Well, that might be lap traffic. I'm not really sure. Boy, look at that dust cloud. Whew.
I'm glad I'm not in that dust cloud, as they're below the High Lifter Park right there.
The High Lifter Extreme Course. They've been out here representing all weekend, and there is Paul Wolff right now getting ready to come in. He will be getting the checkered flag.
Wow, so Paul Wolff got out front, battled with Lauren Healy, but it looks like it's his day to shine once again. He's done well in the rock bounce, and he's done well in his 4900 car, and now he's about to win unofficially the 4400 Unlimited class. Paul Wolff gets the checkered flag, and Chris Hickman is all excited.
He's skipping over there.
Paul Wolff has just owned the week. I bet you he's got more trophies here at Visions than anybody else.
And his lap, he bumped up his lap to a 9:01.
Paul Wolff puts on a clinic during Visions. He won or podiumed in almost every single event he entered.
Wow.
He raced that car in the SRS rock bouncing, got second with his UFO. He got first at Ultra 4. In the UFO, first in Ultra 4 in the Can-Am. He did well. He got second with his Can-Am in the shootout and something else. I mean, he's raced a little bit of everything. There's Paul Horschel still pushing strong. But Paul Wolff, the man to beat, and I don't think anybody's got – he did start out front. This race is on adjusted time, so it could change up, but I don't think anybody's got anything for him.
No, I don't think so, Miles. And that is saying something there, too. Both races, he started out front. Qualifying mattered a lot. That clean air makes a huge difference here.
Absolutely, and everybody knew that, and that's why Paul threw it down like he has. So Paul and Lauren were tied for the Western Series points, so obviously he's going to pull away because this is a double points race over Lauren Healy.
All right, do we have any of the competition coming in right now? I don't see anybody that is on.
Nobody on the leaderboard.
Lead lap. That dust is brutal out there. That is Brett Harrell right there, though.
Yeah, but he'll be coming in for his lap 6.
And I believe this is Grand Prix once again since Paul Wolff grabbed the checker. I think the checker's flying for everybody else as well.
And it's not. They're going out.
It's not. They are going to keep running. Because we are under time. I mean, we still have another hour and a half to race, so I'm glad JT.
Yeah, let them run.
Let them run. That's why they came here. So
shake it out.
Paul Horschel's still running strong. One more lap. Mitchell Sweat's kind of telling me he's in that 5th spot, and they're going to push hard to try to stay in that top 5. He's the crew chief for Paul Horschel, giving me a big thumbs up. There's a great shot of the Amsoil hot pits where Scott Rain's been hanging out all day. There's that Jumbotron out there.
It looks like the dust got better out there. I know they were throwing the water truck. Well, and then I spoke too soon.
So coming just past that left they're going into now, and then you head down the hill to come back across the ridge, it gets really blind.
Does it? Yeah.
It's like, just how long do I stay in it before I
check up?
Yeah.
And yeah, if you go off the rigid ridge right there,
not gonna be fun.
It would, yeah. There's a little creek at the bottom,
and there's getting to be pretty decent ruts.
Lauren Healy, second across the line, number 67, Fun Haver Off-Road Team. Lauren Healy, he was physical, but remember this is on adjusted time. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out, and how cool is that? Paul and Lauren were tied.
Must have really pushed that last lap.
Here's
and
Vaughn.
Now they're first and second, physical on course.
Vaughn's coming in right now as well.
And like I said, we think he's in two-wheel drive, so if Vaughn still did that well,
they ran this last two laps.
Super close. Is he going to bump out his team member, Lauren Healy? It's going to be close. I think Lawrence has it. Yes, he does. Unofficially, Paul Wolff, Lauren Healy, and Vaughn Gittin. But can Josh Blyler, or Paul Horschel, or Bailey Campbell mix it up? I think we're going to run out of time. But this race is on adjusted time, so that is absolutely unofficial for now.
See who that is coming into the short course over here. That will be Zandy Willems. He's entering into the short course.
I got a chance to talk to Zandy for a little bit the other night. They're always so much fun.
Oh, the whole Rufus
Those guys are
racing
here to enjoy.
Awesome. Yeah, Bailey bumped into him in the Lazy River a couple days ago and floated around for hours with his wife Angie, and they had a great time.
I actually went and made a few laps the other day in the Lazy River.
I've jumped in twice for a minimal time with the family. It's been great. Obviously, we've all been super busy, but Jason and Brad both said, "Hey, take a time out when it's convenient. Go hop, go play with the family. Let them enjoy the facility as well." So again, a huge shout out to everybody here on the Mid-America Outdoor staff. Sounds like Patrick Peterson did take a pretty good tumble, and his co-driver Ken did get knocked out for just a little bit, but he is okay.
It's like we got Blyler coming in.
Yep,
must
this will
have
be
got around
Mr.
Bailey.
Josh Blyler right here.
Blyler got around Bailey Campbell and Eric Miller, I believe, so physically finishing in that fourth position. Where'd he start? Josh Blyler started in 11th, so I don't think he's going to mix up the podium. But he's pushing hard all the way to the finish. And he does not mix up the podium. Unofficial fourth spot.
All right, we're going to have Paul Horschel or Bailey Campbell next.
It's going to be interesting. Pam, Terry, it's been a great time here in the Nitto studio. I love working with you guys. It's been such a great race. It's been such a great day, and it came down to this. And Paul Wolff, Lauren Healy had a battle all season long. Every time they race together, they are neck and neck. It's great to see.
And on screen right there is Eric Miller. He's in that Recaro Ridge area.
So that means he's, I'm going to say, 4 minutes out or so.
There's Bailey Campbell coming in next.
We did not see Eric Miller or Paul Horschel. This race is on adjusted time, and Bailey started in 13th position. So Eric Miller started in front of her. Paul Horschel started all the way in the back, so Paul
could take her.
He could mix up the top five, but I'm pretty sure the 1, 2, 3 is going to be pretty solid. Unofficially, I believe it's going to stick with Paul Wolff 1, Lauren Healy 2, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. in that 3 spot. So a Nitto tire sweep. They have got to be stoked about that. They sponsored the Nitto studio here. They have jumped, feet first back into Ultra 4. They've been with us for a long time, and they've got to be stoked to see how this shook out. I'm sure Chris Corbett is back home or wherever he's at tuned in, but Ryan Fuse here trackside with a big old smile. I know we'll have Tiffany Stone up there, and we'll have a chat with them here in just a little bit, but we still have some racing yet to come.
So Bailey Campbell is in that number 5 spot right now on adjusted time, but we have lots of cars still needing to come through. We got Casey Gilbert running strong.
That looked like another Blyler car. Rusty may be actually got around Horschel.
Yes, it is.
It is another
physically
Blyler car.
Finishing in that 5th position.
6.
That's right. Bailey came around.
Yeah, Rusty might have had a real good lap.
But Paul Horschel started in the way back, so he can sneak in that top 5. But congratulations to Josh Blyler, Bailey Campbell, and Rusty Blyler for finishing a race very strong. There's the Recaro Rise section with a little bit of dust yet again.
Just a little bit of dust.
It has been a wild event, and we are not over yet. We'll be doing Ultra 4 awards. We'll give away those Nitto trophies here at 5 o'clock at the concession stage by the pool. And then tonight at 6 p.m. we start out the Thunder Valley Extravaganza. We got a lot of stuff going on tonight, and it's going to be a ball. Here they're coming down the little V-notch.
That is a very steep hill. The other day during the hill climb, they were actually going up that hill, not down. It is very, very steep. There's
Josh Markey coming into screen, heading out for another lap. But man, Paul Horschel,
running on
Lauren
left
Healy, and
front
Vaughn man, they put on one heck of a show today. That dust has been thick all day long. We went live this morning at 7 a.m., took a couple small breaks, but have been wide open ever since. Again, Again, if you're just tuning in, this is the end of the 4400 main event for Ultra 4 Racing, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Got a race coming in over the hill here.
One going wide, one going low. That's Chad Hunt and maybe Casey Gilbert possibly.
No, Casey Gilbert just
There's
went
Horschel
through.
coming in.
Oh, yeah. Paul Horschel pushing hard.
And look at the dust coming down that hill.
That's Eric Miller, isn't it?
That could be.
Because Casey Gilbert already came through, so Eric Miller has removed his hood.
It's a Miller car. You're right. I think you are correct.
Horschel is still on the move.
Oh, Paul Horschel passes Eric Miller in the air. Paul Horschel gets around two-time king Eric Miller.
All right, where'd it put him?
Paul Horschel moves
Number
into
5
fifth position.
Eric Miller in that 10th position.
Again, it's still unofficial, but it looks like it's going to stick.
Yeah, I don't think we have anybody on adjusted time that's going to shake up the top 5.
There's Roger King coming through the Recaro Rise.
Well, Pam Miles, I think I'm going to go.
All right.
Always
a pleasure.
Out.
Thank you for being a Mid-America Outdoors ambassador, coming up in the booth with us and having fun. And we'll see you tonight at the Switchback.
Yep.
Always a pleasure, buddy. There's Josh Barkey in that Bronco. Pam, what an amazing race that we have had.
It has been
Every
crazy.
race has been amazing.
I know Paul Wolff's probably down there super stoked on his unofficial win right now, as we saw Chris Hickman skipping across the grass.
And hollering.
But what a successful weekend. Bailey Campbell just pulled off to the side down here at the bottom of the race course.
She may be getting
towed in
by JT Taylor and his Can-Am. Tough break for Bailey Campbell.
Oh, no, there's no toe strap, but something.
Getting escorted off. I wish you'd give him a little love tap.
Huh, that's interesting.
Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We need to give a huge shout out to Holly EFI, Lasernut, Griffin, VP, Nitto, King of the Hammers, Progressive, 4 Wheel Parts, Optima Batteries, Monster Energy, Bronco, Ford, Can-Am, Amsoil, Method Race Wheels, Axial RC, PCI Race Radios, Spider Tracks, Recaro Seats, Baja Jerky, ARB, Rigid, Brannick Motorsports, Tread Lightly, Action Sports Canopy, Warren, Factor 55, Off the Grid Clothing, MBRP, Yukon Gear and Axle, and HCR are the official sponsors of Ultra 4 Racing. Also, the sponsors of Mid-America Outdoors are Ultimax Belts, 360 Rafts, the Off-Road Syndicate, and Mid-America Outdoors.
And look at the pool.
Please support who supports the sport. Yeah, what a great shot. So they're watching themselves. Give yourself a big old wave.
High.
Put
your arms high in the sky.
Put your arms in the air like you just don't care.
There's somebody waving.
Fun. The tubes just to our left is the Lazy River. But they are all hanging out, enjoying themselves.
I have to say,
just shy of 100 degrees, so they got the correct spot.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I have to say I'm really jealous of all of y'all out there in the pool. We're up here. It's we're under the shade. It's warm, but it would be nice to dip our legs in the pool at least.
But again, thank you to everybody there at the pool for tuning in. We've enjoyed it. I see some water guns still going on. The tubes are flying around, and everybody's having fun up at that pool, and that is the ticket right there. And to be able to get in that pool, you do have to have a camp pass or a cabin. You have to be an overnight stayer to be able to get in that pool.
So I'm not sure what this car number is going out. Is that Roger King coming through, going out on another lap?
124, Roger King.
I'm getting to know the names to the cars, but not the numbers to the cars so much. Learning, Miles.
You're doing a great job, Pam. Like I said, I love working with you. We have a great dynamic. I hope everybody else likes it as well. But what a wonderful day.
Oh, we have Ryan Taylor's right there, pulled off to the side.
No,
right?
that's Kevin Taylor.
Oh, Kevin Taylor.
Ryan Taylor won earlier, remember?
Just
Kevin
Taylor. I don't know why I'm getting them confused.
Hey, I get tongue-tied all the time. No worries at all, Pam.
But yeah, I just now noticed that he's off to the side there. But let's just do this one more time. Well, not one more time. It won't be the only time. But we have Paul Wolff unofficially in that number 1 spot. Lauren Healy in 2nd. Vaughn Gittin Jr. in 3rd. Josh Bleiler 4th. Paul Horschel 5th. Bailey Campbell 6th. Cody Hardesty in that 7th position. Rusty Bleiler 8th. Chad Hunt 9th. Brett Harrell in that 10th position. And they have all completed all 7 laps. So we have Eric Miller. I don't believe I saw Eric Miller go back out on another lap, but we do have Zandy Willems right here coming through, and he'll be completing his last lap.
Is he going to be able to sneak into that top 10? I don't know. Remember, this race was on adjusted time. They started side by side, 2 at a time in 20-second increments.
He's got his siren going. Just excited that he finished the race. Good job, Zandy.
And Diamond are down there having fun. Now they got to hop out of the car and go help Chip, because you know what? Chip happens. He broke the car once again.
That put him in the 11th position, so it did not put him in that top 10.
Hey, that's still a great run for Rufus Racing. And what a great aerial shot. We'll have a quick chat with Tiffany here in just a little bit. But Paul Wolff, Lauren Healy, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. There's Casey Gilbert at the Recaro Rise.
You know who's happy right now about that podium?
Ditto.
Yep, exactly.
A ditto sweep.
And the Fun Havers. I mean, both of them.
Yeah, if you can get 2 teammates, both teammates.
Right.
The Fun Haver off-road team, both of them are on there. That's awesome. Could be Sean Reisky still pushing. He raced in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class earlier on today. On screen right now is Roger King. I just have a visual on Reisky.
It's nice that we can see it right here, and yes, it is Reisky for sure. How much fun is that? I wonder if he's doing the knockout later as well.
That would be wild.
I actually had somebody ask me about the entry list, if we have the entry list for the knockout. I do not know it. I don't have it, but at one point we'll get it out there to everybody.
Sounds like Tiffany is getting close to have a chat with our unofficial winners. Again, we'll give away those Nitto trophies at 5 p.m. At the center of your screen right now at the concession stage right by the pool. So we'll get everything, make sure everything's official, but we'll have a quick chat with Tiffany here very shortly. There's somebody hitting the Yukon launch, and that is right there in Thunder Valley where tonight's going to happen. So Tiffany Stone, it's your stage.
Nice job to you, Vaughn. I know this isn't necessarily where you and Eric want to be right now. Walk me through your entire weekend. It looks like you can create an entire fence down there in the front passenger.
Yeah, we got nuts in the woods the last couple laps with dead cars everywhere. And, you know, you come up on them, it's fully dusty. You come up on them, turn and not hit them, then the guy standing out of the car. And that's what happened. We had to go through a fence and pick some things up. And, yeah, but, I mean, the weekend went great. You know, we qualified third. Lauren qualified first, obviously, had a great race in 46, unofficially first and qualified first, and then coming in 44. We were running a clean, smooth race. We led a lot of the race on corrected time. Then we caught up with the leader, and we had a little disagreement on how we should be racing in the dust in the woods. When you catch someone at driver's meeting, they said, if you're lit up, you already passed, 5 seconds, pull over and let the guy by, and our leader didn't want to do that. So, I was a leader, but the points or the position leader didn't want to do that. So, we just got in dust and basically just had to give it up. But I'm proud to be standing here. My co-driver Eric did an amazing job. His motor tires rubbed almost all the way through and still didn't get a flat with barbed wire on them, which is just a crazy testament. Just a wild race. It's one of those things. Super hot. The engine ran at 250 all the whole race, and Shell Rotel kept it cool, and it's just crazy. We're overheated, but we're proud to be here, and looking forward to hopping in the pool here at Mid-America Outdoors. So thank you all for all the love all weekend. It's been amazing.
And talking about that, Eric, I just want to grab a quick comment from you. Obviously very dusty out there. It's very similar to the silt that we see out on the West Coast. Walk me through what the difficulties you felt like as a co-driver, but obviously pulled through.
Well, it was good to have. We were the only people out there, only people on the podium with 4 eyes, and it was good. I mean, the dust was so bad that you would have absence of light in some areas, and it was good. We just kept each other going, and 2 eyes got us through the dust, and I mean, that's all we could do. It was just crazy out there.
Awesome. Well, Vaughn, I know you got a whole lot of people that you got to thank for helping you this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want to thank, Ford Performance, No Tire, Optima Battery, Gear Wrench Tools, Shell Rotella Oil for getting our rigs here and dealing with all this crazy hotness. Project X lights, they're game-changing the light industry, and Monster Energy. We've been partners for 14 years, and damn, I needed it this weekend.
All right, well, I'm going to let you guys get to it. Like we said, the pool's open. It's about 92 degrees here right now. Go enjoy yourself. See you guys for the rest of the weekend. Thank you. Heading over here to talk to Mr. Lauren Healy. Lauren, like we were talking about, the weather is just super, super crazy hot. How did you keep everything together?
I really didn't. As you can see, the top's off my race truck, and it was brutal. We sat in the cars for about 30 to 45 minutes trying to explain some course changes, and I mean it kind of killed me right out of the gate, and it melted my PDU. It wouldn't reset, so I took off the line almost in limp mode with my coolant temps and transmission temps at like 260 and 310, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna run at this limp mode pace and see if I can't try to run pace with the guys. And I know Paul was behind me, but I was keeping him behind me, just race strategizing and trying to keep him behind me. And it just kept climbing. My motor was almost at 300 degrees, and I was like, I got to pull into the pits. We got to figure this out. And so the guys yanked off the top. We tried to cool it back down again. Still wasn't going. I actually pulled into the pits a second time on like lap 4 or 5 or something. I think it was lap 5. And I was pulling in to call it quits. These are expensive engines, expensive race trucks, and I couldn't justify burning it down. I just kept dropping places. I was 4th or 5th or 6th or something about that time, and I just couldn't justify it. As I pulled in there, my guys, I'm trying to reset my PDU on my dash and trying, and it just is locked up and melted or something. They auto reset relays, and finally, as I pulled in there, I'm smashing it, and the guys are like, "Hey, fans just kicked on," and so, I pulled back out of the pits. I'm like, "All right, I'll give it just a few more minutes," and the temps finally started to drop, manageable. Like it still was pretty bad, but at that point, I was able to pick up my pace and start picking cars back up. I got back in front of Eric, Blyler, Darian, and could see Vaughn and Paul and I knew I had to get by them if I wanted to try to beat them. But if I had one more lap or 2 more laps, I probably could have made it a race again. But this is one of the most challenging races I think I've ever been a part of. The conditions were insane. The heat, the temperatures, the dust, the amount of cars on a 5-mile track. Like, this was gnarly and quite a challenge, and really goes to show how good we have to be in shape and take care of ourselves to be able to endure something like this. So stoked to be up here. What an amazing day for Funhaber Off-Road. Vaughn, won in the 4600. We got 2 Broncos up here on the podium in second and third. We're sitting in the running in the championship points. Like, that's all you can ask for. This park is really amazing. I think this was insane. The way, they've been hosting amazing events, but 160 Ultra 4 cars showing up is just, I think they're like, oh, wow, the things are going to get crazy. So I can't wait to see how everything develops here. The future is so bright for Ultra 4 and everything out here. So a huge thanks to all my sponsors. Like I said, these Ford Broncos were killing it. My NATO tires, no flats. We put brand new tires on, and looking at them, they look like they just ran KOH. These rocks are so abusive on the tires. I've never seen such a short mileage course tear, chunking out tires like this. So, MBRP exhaust, my JGRE Ford Performance motor was just, I can't believe it endured 300 degrees out here. I just kept waiting for it to blow the head gaskets and puke everything out of it. So, really, really, really proud of our team. Huge, points kick for us, and can't wait. And, we were out here, working with Fox Shocks all weekend, and Vaughn was running the live valve shocks, and they've developed the short course setup on this truck, and I think Paul will tell you I got my short course setup dialed, and we're going to play a little bit later tonight. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us this weekend. Of course, thank you for everything that you do. Nice job with that 2 and 3 for Funhaber. Moving over here, Paul. Paul, I know you've got to be sweating. Obviously, you ran back-to-back 4900s for the UTV, 4400s for here. Sat on the starting line for a little longer than we anticipated. I'm sweating. You're full in a fire suit right now. Walk me through your weekend, finishing it out here at MAO.
Yeah, so we obviously sat on the starting line, which I think it was a good move by JT. Of course, it sucks sitting on the starting line that long, but in the UTV class, there was a valley that a ton of people got stuck in, and rollovers, and had winch lines across it, and it was just a real bad spot. And so just to save the headache, you had to go through and tell all the drivers the course change, which I respect because I've been in the opposite side of that where I didn't get told the course change and missed it. So I'm glad he took the time to go through everybody. It definitely wasn't the greatest idea to sit in the car while he did it, but it happened. Car ran great. Joe Thompson builds a heck of a car. I know me and Vaughn, I think I backed into him once on an accident. Got into lap traffic. The lap guys just didn't seem to move or didn't have nowhere to move to. So I'd have to just sit there in the trail and wait. And then the guys behind you you're trying to outrun would catch you, get right up behind you. And there's a gray area. I don't know. Technically, I guess maybe you should let him go. Maybe you shouldn't. But at the same time, I'm waiting on the guy in front of me. So I don't think I should let him go. So I took back off. A little racer disagreement with us. But, hey, it is what it is. I guess next time they'll just have to move me. And going on forward, though, car held up great. Nitto tires held up awesome. Race line wheels, they took a thrashing. I bounced these tires and wheels into some nasty rocks. Same thing with RCV axles. And the car did great. It held strong all weekend. Super happy with it. Again, huge shout out to Chris Hickman and Heidi. They helped me let me race their car, I guess, technically. And also Crown Performance, Crown Racing. Ryan Tewksbury and his wife, they help support us, help get us to the races. So definitely make this possible for us. Really appreciate everybody that pitches in. All my pit crew, they've been out there in the heat all day thrashing. And actually I didn't have to use the pit, so they got a little easy day, but they still had to sit out there in 90-something degree weather in the blazing sun. So real shout out to them. I appreciate all the work they did. And I think me and Lauren are going to go run the switchback racing tonight in the big cars, since I think they're both together and in one piece. So we'll see who comes out on top there.
Awesome. Well, nice job. A big congratulations to the top 3 finishers, 4,400. Way to round out the weekend, especially like we were talking, Paul. You've been here all week, multiple classes, multiple wins in those as well. So back up to you guys.
Well, thank you, Tiffany. What a wonderful showing they had. Again, a huge congratulations to Paul Wolff, Lauren Healy, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. And I love to hear that Paul and Lauren may be running that switchback head-to-head tonight. They've got such a fun rivalry out there. And it sounds like, Pam, I've had a great time with you today, but it sounds like you got some work to go do, so we'll let you sign out. Pam, always a pleasure. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to go get the trophies ready for tonight, and we'll see you over there.
All righty. Well, thanks, Pam Hall. Okay. And I'm going to bring back to this Nitto studio Mr. Scott Rain. How's it going, buddy?
Absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
You look a little dirty.
Bar the heat, bar the dust. The pit crews up there were so fun to hang out with. Just having fun. We ran out of gas in the generator that runs the Jumbotron. Oh. But they all pitched in and
how cool is that?
Filled it up
with race fuel, even.
Yeah. They had to sit there. And, well, we got to sit here and do something. So we can't miss the start of the race. And
look at this. Now that the 4,400 race is over, look how jammed up that lazy river is.
I really can't. I got to take a couple of showers before I even think about getting there.
They've got an outdoor shower right there at the facility you can get in.
Oh,
and there's the kids having fun in the splash pad.
Well, how was it for you?
It was wonderful. I mean, it's been a long day, but it's been a great day. I mean, the drivers put on such an amazing show. The Take It Live, Rock Racing TV, and Live Race Media crews did an amazing job to bring all this live action from this 1,600-acre park. There's very minimal downtime. I mean, there's so many cars out there on track. There was something going on all the time.
You know what works for me? It tells me a lot about this facility, this racetrack that we were on today specifically, that even though it was right around 100 degrees, a little bit of a humidity, on and off wind, so either the wind carried it into your face or it just hung out there on top of you. All that considered, the drivers that I talked to up there, the crews, love this place.
Yeah, and
I absolutely love it. And it's like, that tells me a lot.
Yeah, it's an amazing facility. I mean, Jason and Gayla Robinette have an amazing facility here, and they do whatever it takes to make everybody happy. As we're watching Casey Gilbert still out, going out for another lap. He had some steering issues earlier on today. He ran back to the hot pits, got it, went back to the woods, fixed it, and he's out there running. That's pretty cool.
Oh, no kidding. And I actually thought that once the checkered flag came out,
that's what I was told, but obviously we got another hour till this race is supposed to be over, so JT's like, hey, they paid the money, the track's open, let them race. Sounds like Eric Sanchez is tuning in. Thanks for checking on us.
Yeah, this heat really. Well, luckily, and I say that in all seriousness, luckily it's been fairly overcast.
Yeah, no, today has been, there's definitely been the sun popping through, but this morning was beautiful, that overcast.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Oh, Derek Starr, I believe, just crossed the line all the way from Canada.
You know, it was really neat up in the hot pits. It's not a matter, for these teams, it's not a matter of a truck pulling in with a couple of tires and maybe a CO2 tank, and, you know, to run the impact or anything like that, and maybe a toolbox. These teams were pulling out the tables, putting a tablecloth or a table cover over it, setting up the wrenches, setting up the wrenches that they would need in size, putting all the tools, all the supplies, all the oils, the fluids. Like it was almost like a store shelf.
That's awesome.
And
that way, when they come in, you're ready.
One jack on one end of their pit spot, and then another jack on the back end, and they had everything covered. And I'm not talking like just one or two teams. It was very much a orchestrated method of pit stops, but it looks like you got something.
I'm trying to pull up the timing, but it's not working on me right now. Internet's kind of crashing out on me. There we go.
Somebody's coming down into Thunder Valley.
Hey, Miles, just to verify, the switchback and everything, that's being announced from inside that trailer, right?
That was my understanding, but it sounds like they'll have live people down there as well. But my understanding is a few of us will be up here.
Okay.
And we are looking at Thunder Valley as we speak. And at 6 o'clock tonight, we kick off with the Extreme Switchback Knockout. That's going to be a side-by-side drag race. We have 16 Ultra 4 signed up. They have mega trucks. We have rock bouncers. We have a pre-runner class. So you can run your rental car if you wanted to, Scott.
You look at me with a raised eyebrow. No, dude. The Mustang would not survive probably the first rock I would hit.
Hey, every car's got one good jump in them.
Yeah, and a whole lot. You know how many warning lights are in the dash?
All of them.
That you don't know are there until you do something stupid? Dude, there's like 3/4 of the lights you never even know are there until you do something stupid.
Light it up like a Christmas tree, huh?
Oh, boy. And I was just looking if the airbags didn't go off.
It made it all the way up to the Amsoil hot pits in that unit.
Yeah, uh-huh. I went all the way around the outside.
Long way
but
around.
the first thing this morning, though, I did go up through Thunder Valley, up that way, believe it or not. So what else is going on tonight? We got the...
Yeah, so we Thunder Valley starts at 6 p.m. We have a motocross and pit bikes stunt show, and then the switchback knockout races start.
So the big guys are going back out there again. Kenny and the guys are going out there and doing it again?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. And then at 8 p.m. we have opening ceremonies for Thunder Valley Skydive flag presentation, and then right after that will be the Thunder Valley Finals. And then tonight, the drag strip will be up behind the shop in the main stage. Then we have live music at the concession stage and at Coconuts. And then we have a big fireworks show to kind of end the entire event. And you know, Jason and Gayla Robinette, they don't half anything. They really put on a show.
I know where you're going with that, yeah.
So I hope the kids have been at the pool most of the day. So I hope they get to go home, take a quick little nap in the air conditioning, and because I'm going to drag them out to the fireworks show tonight.
I think it's hotter down here than it is up there in where the hot pits were at.
It's warm up here, buddy.
Man.
Yeah, you're giving me grief about I'm sitting in the air conditioning. There is air conditioning, but I'm not sitting in it. Jim Marsden's tuning in once again.
Oh, no kidding. Jimmy!
And he's saying Paul Wolff's the man. And there's Quentin Hilburn and James King on screen.
Jim and I were talking about 5-6 months ago about trying to get him to come out here for this.
That's a possibility. I think we'll see him sooner than you think, I hope.
We started making plans about me going over to see him a couple months ago for the Green Bay Packer games playing in London, and he was all about it. Never seen a football game. Turns out he kind of sent me a couple crying emojis and all this kind of stuff, and next thing you know, he says, I would love it to do it more than anything in the world. I can't even attempt to do his accent, but he's got a race that weekend.
Well, racing's first for sure.
So I'm thinking, man, I could go over there for a race. But it's like,
oh.
Well, here's the thing. I can't go across the seas, across the ocean without my wife. You can't go on a trip like that without.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So
take her.
No.
Wow.
No. We got a lot of stuff planned again, coming up in the next few months. So we'll just have to.
So what's been your favorite part of this Visions Week there, Scott?
Let's see. It's really hard to pinpoint one thing or even two things. I kind of, I'm an announcer, and I got a big mouth and all that kind of stuff. But there's times I like to stand back
and watch,
and just watch
that
and
makes
listen.
Two of us.
And the camaraderie of not just the racers and the crews and that, but the staff here.
They've been amazing. And they're always asking, can I do anything to help you?
Exactly, and it's like, that is so cool to see, and it's not fake.
Yeah,
it's not pretend.
All hands on deck. I mean, you helped us put a bunch of feather flags together this week. I mean, everybody's been pitching in to do a little bit of everything. I mean, it takes a team to make it happen.
Here's what I feel bad about is I have a 7 a.m. flight tomorrow morning.
Oh, that sounds early.
Yeah, in Tulsa. So I feel guilty about doing that because it's like I feel I should stick around for the next day or two and help tear down everything.
Yeah, we'll see how it all shakes out. It's very possible I'll stick around. Never know.
But I kind of like the idea. I really enjoyed, maybe it's the age of me and the fact I'm a grandpa now and all that kind of stuff, but I really like watching the kids. Out there in the podium, on the racetrack, in the prep. I mean, just all the different disciplines that they're involved in. The hill climb. Didn't they have a challenge too?
Oh, yeah. No, they did hill climbs. They had rock bouncing. I'm going to say probably my favorite part of the week has just been having my family here to let them enjoy the entire facility because obviously I've been coming around King of the Hammers Ultra 4 for a very, very long time, and they've never been able to come just because when I come I'm busy, and I don't want to just have them, ignore them and leave them wherever. Well, I'm doing that right now, and they don't care. They're having a blast.
Hello, Lazy River.
So Scott, I'm going to kind of let you know that Jim Marsden is coming to Crandon, and me and him will be announcing the Ultra 4 race in Crandon. How cool is that?
Very, very, very awesome. That is so neat to hear. I wish I was going in the worst kind of way.
And he told me to tell you to come join him for in Portugal for King of Portugal as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun to have Jim in the booth in Crandon.
There's nothing more I would love to be than to be his tour guide around Crandon and
that'd be
the
awesome.
area and
that place
Lake
is cool.
Watauga and all the cool little bars and restaurants and
there's a lot around there. It's a very cool area.
That just puts a smile on my face.
Yeah. So Jim, we'll see you in just a couple months.
Yeah, I'll be here.
You'll be here at Mid-America.
So I won't be able to even go to Crandon as a spectator. But that's very, very cool.
There is Casey Gilbert still running. Again, he had some steering issues early.
This should be his last lap, right? I think
so.
Yeah. He doesn't tow all this way just to finish half of a race. Now, Miles, in a situation like this, like Casey's, are you in a survival mode, or are you kind of like in a?
He's in a fun mode. He's here to race. He came here to race. He knows he's out of contention, but he's still running.
You know who was absolutely scary fast coming through the hot pits the first lap was Lauren.
Oh, he was on fire, wasn't he?
Cutoff time is?
Yeah, I know. On the schedule it says we're going to race till 4 o'clock, so I'm not sure if we're going to leave the track open for another half hour, 45 minutes.
Sound like Casey pulled off.
He's still out there.
He's still out there?
Oh, yeah, I can hear this Texas Speed Motor screaming. He's at the top of your top of your screen right now.
There's a guy that's fun to follow on social media. What a goober.
Oh, yeah, he loves having fun. And
Jeepers.
And getting track host stuff.
Including the Gomez brothers. I don't think there's anyone that has sunk more heavy equipment
that is an absolute
than that guy.
Fact. He's got more tow bills on an excavator than I've ever seen, I'll tell you that.
Well, this place is, withstood the test of Visions 2022.
Yeah, so last year I was here for the inaugural Visions. It was amazing, and now the Visions number 2's gone. I can't wait for Visions number 3.
So how was last year compared to this year?
It was great. Last year was longer. and a little bit more spread out. So I like a little bit of both ways. This year's been super jam-packed and busy, but it is 4 days to kind of get through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to compare them because they were both amazing.
Yeah.
Last year was cool to have Dennis Anderson and his whole crowd here, so we switched that up a little bit this year. But we'll see. You never know with the Robinettes. They'll bring something together with the Mid-America Outdoor crew. Mm-hmm. So they like throwing a big party for everybody. Again, this is not a racing park. It's an off-road park, family friendly, and then we race to bring in. So, it's a destination. There you go.
Yeah. And I'm just. And the thing is, I don't know if Jason's got a pad of paper and a pen on his nightstand. All of a sudden he wakes up with an idea, so he writes it down before he forgets it. That thing has got to be jam-packed.
There's lots of ideas, and when you dream it, they will build it.
There's talk about getting the community a little bit more involved next year.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We've talked last year. We did go into town a little bit and had a motorcycle show in there and had some live music in town. This year we stayed just kind of out here. But the next event coming up here at Mid-America Outdoors is a UTV takeover, August 10th through the 14th. So make sure you get things booked. I think it's getting close to being sold out. And if you do plan to get that, get online, find that you can buy a permit to ride your UTV on the road. It's only $6 for the weekend.
Yeah, and let me tell you firsthand.
Yeah.
I
you did do that, didn't
you?
I
took a group out, was it yesterday?
That was to South Grand Lake to Disney, right?
Yeah, and beautiful, beautiful area. And it really is, now that it's street legal, and you got to do some certain things, the blinkers, the windshield, and the like. Really, they're sticklers in this area. The sheriffs are. They'll pull you over. They don't see a sticker, they'll pull you over. Just at least have it. But I mean, if they don't see something right when you tool bomb by, they'll pull you over, because that happened yesterday. Somebody tried sneaking in line with us and got caught. But no, it was. We did that for two reasons, and that was to promote the idea of street legal UTVs being able to run on the road now in the state of Oklahoma. But then also to kind of get the cameras rolling on the surrounding area. The whole 14, 15 miles between here and Disney is unbelievable. Rolling
it's
hills.
about a half-hour drive.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful drive, and it's on the back side of Grand Lake there in the South Grand Lake area. And, it's cool. So
rolling hills, horse ranches.
Probably about 15 years ago is when I first started going out there wheeling as a young punk, and man, it's a beautiful area.
Yeah, so we
probably 20 years ago.
Huh. We took some UTVs down to around the dam area.
Yep.
Down there, and it was so neat because it was so quiet, and it being a Thursday afternoon, there's not a lot of people around, but yet there was a couple guys. A couple families down there in one of the swimming areas.
Holes,
water holes. That's a good way of putting it. And on camera, I yelled at them, "Hey, you guys having fun? What do you think?" And they were like, thumbs up and screaming and waving and stuff. And we stopped and had some ice cream at the ice cream stand. Little 7-year-old girl gave us.
Mom and pop place, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's where you got to go, man. But it was just, I never realized going, when you land at the airport and you're going to Jay, I'm on a mission. We got racing tomorrow. We got this, I got to do this tonight, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not looking around a heck of a lot. Yesterday, had that chance, and the closer you got to Disney, the prettier it got.
Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the country. Absolutely. And speaking about South Grand Lake and Disney over there, that's where we're going to have the Ultra 4 Nationals at here in Oklahoma, or at Jay. So it's going to be pretty wild. Just below the dam, we're going to be racing the Grand Staircase, going down Viagra. I think I heard Wailing Wall. It's going to be Little Blue, going up Little Blue.
Yep, we were there yesterday.
Okay, yep. It's a cool area. Super solid granite rock. I mean, it's going to be hard on equipment. It's going to be fun.
That's the thing I noticed, too, because I was walking around, and you helped me out, because I really don't know. This is not me being dumb, because I am. But when you're walking the rocks, and it's all made out of ledges, right?
Yeah, I mean,
then all of a sudden, underneath one ledge, it looks like somebody poured concrete. So it looked like lava, a molten lava.
Because when they open the dam, it'll rush water through there. So it's just been doing that for years, and just breaking away.
Brad had told me Well, it's a mere minutes before that. When they open up the dam, it's just minutes before
it floods completely.
Yeah.
So they do alarms letting you know it's going to go off, give you time to get out of there. But it's pretty wild. And that's ran by the GDRA, but we do have a permit with them, and it's looking like we're racing at South Grand Lake at the iconic Disney area.
Oh, holy
I think
smokes.
we'll qualify here at Mid-America Outdoors, but the race
Really?
over there, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
It's going to be pretty wild. There's a great shot of the Yukon launch where we'll be doing the Mid-America Outdoors Extreme Switchback Knockout tonight. That'll be side-by-side drag race, single elimination.
But it's kind of like a paperclip, right?
Yeah, it's just a down and back with a 180 at the end.
Like a straight rhythm. If everybody remembers the Red Bull straight rhythm kind of thing. Various jumps, tabletops, probably non-rhythms. Yeah, exactly.
And then a 180 horseshoe back, a couple whoops, and then a big jump there at the Yukon launch.
So what are we talking about in distance? Quarter mile?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty wild. That'll be kind of the grand finale of the evening, and then, like I said, they'll do that amazing fireworks show tonight, and then pack your bags, go through your reel, check out all your cameras. Make sure to tag Mid-America Outdoors and Ultra 4 and everybody else that you do, and man, show everybody how much fun you had this week.
Yeah, this is crazy. Meanwhile, while I was up there, I was getting pictures messaged to me from friends back in Wisconsin. Pontoon boat with Bloody Marys and margaritas and on a lake. I'm like, okay.
Having a blast. But, hey, you could be doing that here at Grand Lake. This is a great place to go. They've got rafting around. You can rent boats. You can go fishing. I mean, there's so much to do up here in northeast Oklahoma.
And the thing is, nobody knows about it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
You played here for how many years?
A long time ago. But I never made it onto Grand Lake.
Well,
I went
but
to
here's
the
the
backside.
thing. What I'm getting at is the fact that it's like, hey, I'm sitting at home one night. Hey, honey, let's go to Oklahoma on vacation. What?
Yeah, they call it the flyover states. I mean, I'm just down the road. I'm 3 hours from here, just south of Kansas City and Paola. So it's an easy drive down here, and you're from the West Coast. And like I said, you're missing a lot.
That's like,
here.
Honey, let's go to Biloxi for a long weekend vacation. What? But yeah, I can see it doing that here. Still have a couple cars on the race course.
If I hear Kirk Jensen still spinning around.
He's actually still on the throttle pretty hard.
Obviously, if you don't have any Ultra 4 commercials, you're not too worried about obligations.
Wow, he is still on it, clearing the tabletop right before the finish line.
The Ford Bronco is back.
So what was the fan turnout like down here?
It was great. I mean, obviously you saw the pool. It was jammed up, and just below us it was full down there. They served
Viewing
beverages
areas?
and all that. The viewing area that's covered was pretty hopping, and everybody had their buggies or cars pulled up next to the fence down here and spectating, and it was a great show out. So it sounds like we got a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back after this.
The Ford Bronco is back, and 4 Wheel Parts is your Bronco aftermarket headquarters. Whether it's a wheel and tire upgrade you need or an all-out overlanding build, 4WP's expert staff and lineup of in-stock products are ready to help you do your Bronco right. Build your Bronco at one of our 100 stores nationwide or shop online at 4wp.com/Bronco HQ.
We are just wrapping up the 4,400 main event. It was Paul Wolff in 1, Lauren Healy in 2, and that third position was Vaughn Gittin Jr. Again, I give a huge shout out to everybody for tuning in. This is the 4,400 Ultra 4 Racing main event presented by Progressive Insurance.
You know, I got to bring up Vaughn Gittin Jr. specifically. It wasn't that long ago that he was a rookie on this series.
Probably 5 or 6 years ago was the first time he's ever put anything in four-wheel drive, buggy-wise.
Yeah, and he was literally, I mean, all of us knew who he was, and there was respect there.
Actually, I didn't know who it was when he came into the sport. Nope.
Really? But there was a lot of respect there from other drivers about who he is and what he's done. And he came into this like a deer in the headlights, kind of thing. Did not take him long to kind of cement his footprint as one of the top 5, I'd say.
Yeah, he started in the spec class, ran that for a little bit, and then built a really nice 4,500 car, worked his way up through the ranks, and then built this new car.
Yeah, and they got hooked up with Ford. Well, he always was with Ford.
Yeah, he's been with Ford the whole time.
Yeah.
Teamed up with Lauren Healy, and they've really bounced off each other extremely well. And Vaughn Gittin was our national champion last year in the 4,400 class, so it's really impressive. There's Eric Blaze as he's rolling the Yukon launch.
I just wonder how many of these guys have, I won't call it heat stroke, but are basically overheating.
Oh, it's
come
hot.
across
I couldn't
this
imagine.
line.
I felt bad for them when they were in staging, and we had to delay it by about a half hour when they're full race suit, full helmet, geared up to go, and just sitting there.
I'm trying to remember who it was came into the hot pits, and that was the only reason is to
I think you said
throw
Kurt
down
Jensen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't remember. You're so good at that. Memories. But, yeah, that's all the reason. He was in there for like 10 seconds, threw down a bottle of water, and out they went. And I'm like, when I ran over there? No, he's just thirsty. Real hot. Cool him off. That's it, yeah.
And obviously, he was if he was running the top 5, he probably wouldn't have done that, but he probably realized where he was at, and it was worth it. So, again, we will be doing the awards at 5 p.m. tonight. I believe those will just be recorded. So be sure to tune back in at 6 p.m. for the Thunder Valley start.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to want to miss that. Freestyle motocross is really cool. But I can't wait to see the switchback.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got Ultra 4, we've got Rock Bouncers, we've got the pre-runners, and Mega Trucks. I think Mega Trucks are going to be wild.
And they're the badass ones,
I mean,
man.
it's a mini monster truck.
Yeah, I rolled the pits, and I'm like, holy crap, he's here. Holy crap, he's here. I'm like, this is – well, I'll be honest with you. They kind of scare me now a little bit because there's really no control outside of the driver in something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of
monster
horsepower.
Monster trucks have that RII system that you always hear about.
Somebody else can shut it down.
Something happens or anything like that, you can shut them down via walkie-talkie kind of radio. These other trucks don't have them, man. And I think it was 2 years ago at the Jamboree in Indianapolis. Me and Dennis Anderson are up there. His kid's out there on the track. And him and I have known each other for years and years. And we both know better where to stand and where not to stand. We were standing probably 20 feet to the side and about 100 feet back from the starting line. And they get the green. No kidding, no. That green light, they take off, and I got hit right here with a rock that I saw coming at the last second. Didn't have a chance to do anything kind of evasive maneuvers. Dennis saw it coming. He jumped back because I think I probably looked at him. What the hell's his problem? Meanwhile, I got this rock right close to
the thigh, huh?
Yeah, upper thigh, real upper thigh, and it dropped me. It just dropped me, and I lost my breath. I kind of and then.
And Dennis laughed at you.
No, he was freaking out. I'm like, I never saw him like that before. He was kind of freaking out. He thought I died. So, and then anyway, some fan comes up and found what hit me. It was half a brick.
Oh, man.
So I got it home with the Anderson kid signature on it.
Weston last year here set a world record at 225 feet of jumping that king sling.
Uh-huh.
That was a spectacle to see, that's for sure. That was right there at the Yukon launch last year.
Yeah, that's a cool family, though.
Yeah, they like to have fun.
Well, I think everybody here, racers and campers and recreationalists alike, are all kind of like just breathing right now, kind of kick back a little bit, grabbing something to eat, maybe hitting the pool in the lazy river and stuff, which, by the way, has a great daiquiri bar right next to it.
Yeah, 2 coconuts right there. It's awesome.
Oh, boy.
And a great view of the track.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely amazing here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do winning interviews over there when you look up behind you and there's all these people in the pool looking down at you and going, kind of toasting, hey, you want one?
Yeah, the pool deck is a great viewing area for the short course.
Yeah, exactly.
The wife and kids are still up there floating around, I'm sure.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, it's a perfect day for it.
All I know for sure is if I was home right now, I'd be cleaning a stall.
Better you than me.
Yeah.
I'm not much into horses, just horsepower.
Yeah, me too.
And so, speaking about that, I said it on accident, but Healy Boodle, she raced last night and won one of her classes. And her Instagram handle, she's a horse rider. Her Instagram handle is horse to horsepower. I was like, that's pretty slick. I like it. So again, the Thunder Valley starts tonight at 6 p.m. So be sure to tune into that.
You've been throwing it out to quite a few people here this afternoon, giving them some props. I have to call out specifically the people in the restaurant, the store area. They're the first ones there in the morning, the last ones to leave at night, and it's the same people. It's not like shift work.
And with a smile on every time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Tani, I don't know how she does it. I have no idea.
She definitely gives it her all.
And she's a butt kicker, too.
We've got a great team here at Mid-America Outdoors. Gus and his whole team out here working in the heat, getting it done. Angel's been flinging some
Gus
merch.
was up there in the water truck.
Oh, that was
making
him?
one of the passes.
Okay. Yeah, good.
So I kind of, did one of the gestures of, hey, you want something to drink? And he put it into
high gear.
He put it in a 4-wheel skid, but not 4-wheel, 10-wheel skid. Came to a stop. You could tell that the wave of water in the tank pushed him even more. So I ran back, got him a couple bottles of water, and he gave me the thumbs up, and off he went again. So
Gus is the man.
Tell you, Jason and Gayla sure know how to pick a staff.
Absolutely.
And everybody likes everybody, and it helps everybody. And we can gaga all we want, but it's the honest to gosh truth.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a wonderful, wonderful week here at Visions here at Mid-America Outdoors. And it's not over yet. We still have a full night.
Let's talk about the rest of the season. What's the schedule look like?
Let me get it pulled up right now. We are here in Visions for Mid-America Outdoors. Up next, August 5th through the 7th, is the Black Hills Throwdown at Sturgis, South Dakota. And then from there, we go. Jim and I go up
you
to
guys
the
suck.
big house at
I hope
Crandon,
you still
Wisconsin.
listen because, Jim, you suck.
That's over Labor Day weekend, and then we'll be back here at Mid-America Outdoors for Legends of the Fall. That's going to be a huge, huge event. You do not want to miss that one. And then don't forget, we still have the Mid-America Outdoors Championship Series that'll be running throughout the season. They're racing.
3 races left?
Yeah, you'll be here over Labor Day while we're up in at the big house.
Blah, blah, blah.
Over Labor Day weekend. And then October 1st, they have another race. And then Legends of the Fall, October 29th. For their main event.
Halloween weekend.
Yep, Halloween weekend for Ultra 4, Mid-America Outdoors Side-by-Side Championship Series, and the NRRS Rock Bouncing Finals.
This will be the first time I haven't been in Vegas for Halloween for a long time.
Vegas would be an interesting place to be.
it's definitely a people watching weekend, no doubt. And Fremont Street, that you're on your own. I don't know if I'll ever go up there again. Just too crazy. Everyone's up there people watching, and there's some people.
All in good fun. Just got checked in from Curtis, one of our Ultra 4 volunteers. Him and Katie are tuned in. They're doing a little drywall action. But,
I'm sorry.
But hey, they've been enjoying the live fluke. So, it's been a good time. And again, just thank
I ain't
you
that
again.
dusty. Nice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're plenty dusty there, buddy.
Yeah.
Again, I'm Miles Hasquist. Next to me is Scott Rain.
That'd be me.
Pam Hall's been in the booth with me all day long. We've had multiple guests come through. We had Dustin Jones, multiple racers, Terry Madden. It's been just such a great weekend. And again, I just want to say thank you personally from myself, all of Ultra 4, Mid-America Outdoors. And it sounds like we are good to say sayonara. And don't forget to tune in at 6 p.m. We'll see you at the next one.